Morgantown, West Virginia for the 2021 WVSSAC State Swimming Championships. My name is Jack Withrow. Alongside James Miller, welcome inside the Aquatic Center here at the MYLAN Park. We already had exciting swimming for the boys here this morning. James, this afternoon, more good swimming from the ladies this time.
Yes. George Washington, they're going to be kind of like the cicadas that are coming out this summer. There's going to be one of George Washington everywhere. They're going to be swimming in all sorts of heats. So the real battle for the women is going to be who's going to be number 2. Is it going to be Morgantown? Is it going to be Bridgeport? Is it going to be Wheeling Park? Or is it going to be Buchanan Upshur? Each of them have a different way of trying to win. Bridgeport's going to try to win with their relays. They're going to try. They have 3 relays where the other ones have 2 strong relays and maybe one that's not quite as strong. And then basically the keys to this meet are going to not determine on who the stars are. It's going to be determined on the people that are on the fringe. So we've got Ursa of Bridgeport, Zuliani and Whitehair of Bridgeport. We got Heilman and Ross of Wheeling Park. And so those, and Stanescu of Morgantown. Those are going to be the ladies that we're going to want to look for because they're going to help determine the meet. This is going to be a different meet. It's going to be the people that aren't quite the number ones that are going to determine who's going to finish second.
First race up this afternoon is the girls 200 medley relay. In lane 1 of heat 1 will be Capital. Lane 2 will be Woodrow Wilson Brook in lane 4, Winfield in lane 5, Spring Mills in lane 6, and Washington in lane 7. And we are underway here in the afternoon session, the 2021 Girls State Swimming Championships.
Brooklyn Carpenter of Capital, man, she is just starting it out. She is starting it out exactly how your coach tells you to. Made sure she got 3/4 of the length on her backstroke start, got a really good backstroke turn. Let's see if the rest of her relay can keep it up.
So Capital out to the lead here in lane 2 as we go to the second leg. It's the breaststroke here in the 200 medley relay.
All right, Gracie is still holding it up. Gracie Hodges. I don't know what Capital's doing, but man, they are keeping up. Now the line's getting a little sewn. Check out the girl from Spring Mills, Cassidy Driver. She is pulling through the lead. Look at her go. She is trying to separate herself from the field. What a good breaststroke leg.
So Spring Mills out in front now in lane 6.
All right, let's see if the rest of the relay. Again, as I talked earlier in the guys, you got obviously that breaststroke is really strong for the Spring Mills. Obviously backstroke is really strong for Capital. So you're really trying to make sure you're trying to really balance out what you're really strong at and what you're not quite so strong at.
Spring Mills still in the lead here in the first of 3 heats in this 200-yard medley relay.
But look at Capital.
Capital coming on in lane 2. Also up in lane 5 is Winfield.
Madeline Foster. Look at her go. All right, here it comes.
Into the water. Winfield with the lead.
This is what you do.
On the last leg, the freestyle.
If you're a relay anchor, this is what you live for. State meet, who's going to finish first in the medley relay?
Kendall Thomas for Winfield turns and is headed back in the lead.
Ooh, look at that turn from Spring Mills. That almost won this heat for Spring Mills.
Winfield out in front in lane 5.
Oh, man, look at this touch for second place.
Winfield in first, and
it looks like Brooke, way to finish on the side. This is why it matters whether you finish on your side or over the top. Because Brooke finished on her side, they were able to out-touch the person beside her.
So Winfield will take heat 1 here.
And here we go. We'll watch it again.
The finish.
And see, look at Brooke. She starts out behind. The freestyle leg starts out behind, and then she pushes up, and then watch as she finishes on her side. Because she finishes on her side and the person beside her tries to finish on the top, she was able to get second place in that heat.
Heat 2 coming up here in the 200-yard medley relay. Lane assignments, Nitro in lane 2. In lane 3 will be University. John Marshall, lane 4. Wheeling Central in lane 5. Huntington, lane 6. And in lane 7 will be Morgantown.
All right, this is the key for Morgantown. Again, when your relay's on the fringe, you really need to make sure that you really need to push it. And usually, like I said, when you're trying to chase to be in the second place or chasing a state title, usually this is where you step it up. That's whenever you're seated like 7th through 12th.
Yep. and you're aiming for those top 12 positions. And again, a little bit different format.
And happy birthday, Cameron, apparently.
There we go. Some signs being held up.
I don't know who Cameron is, but happy birthday to Cameron.
Yes. Seen the big fatheads on a stick earlier as a mom was holding it up for her son this morning. So you see all kinds of things. It's great to have fans inside MYLAN Park here in the Aquatic Center, although it's a little diminished because of the spacing and the COVID protocols.
Actually, I'm thinking there is almost as many people here now because you had to put someplace all of the guys that finished in the morning.
Yep.
They're here right now watching, so you had to put them someplace. Yep. The girls, they got to sleep in. You know what my other favorite thing is, in addition to fatheads? It's the buttons. I don't know if you've ever seen the buttons with your swimmer where your mom wears buttons. Oh, those are my favorite.
Those would have been around for years.
I love the buttons with the swimmer on it. I'm glad my mom never had one of those.
So we're a little delay here, and now we're ready.
I think there might have been a DQ. Usually whenever you see two white officials together, they're usually signaling a DQ.
Illegal touch or something.
So on the butterfly, if they don't touch with both arms, there's one. A lot of times it's an early takeoff.
There you go. So heat 2 ready to go here in the pool for the backstroke. And
oh man, look at
the start.
There were some good starts. With the backstroke, you want to go up and out. I don't know what it is about lane 2 today, man.
Nitro in the lead to start things off. Jamie Meadows in the water, sophomore for Nitro. Makes the turn. Also up in lane 4, John Marshall.
Watch out for Victoria Kidney of John Marshall. Super fast swimmer. Let's see if the rest of the relay can follow suit with her.
So the second leg in the water for John Marshall and Nitro. They have taken the early lead here in heat number 2. With John Marshall out front in the breaststroke.
All right. And Zara Zervos. Again, that turn. Look at that turn. That turn got major separation. That's, if you listen to your coach, if you listen to anyone talk about the turns, that's what they're talking about. Turns win races.
University making a move. They are in second place now in lane number 3, and they'll touch before Nitro.
That is one heck of a dive. So right beside did not get quite as good of a dive, but because she got so far underwater, the gap has now narrowed between the first and second swimmers.
So John Marshall out in front here in heat number 2 in lane 4.
But look at this battle again.
Battle for second here in lane 2 and 3.
Remember, the top 4 in this heat probably will score some points. So here it is.
Last
all
leg.
3 right beside each other. And look at the 5th swimmer right there. Lots of bubbles in the water. They're really pushing. Here we go.
John Marshall at the turn. They'll bring it home in the lead.
Oh, look at those turns. We might be able to do it.
And now in lane 5 is Wheeling Central.
Oh. But University's making a good run. University's making a really good run there.
John Marshall, Wheeling Central, University, 1,
but
2,
Morgantown,
and 3.
Did you see Morgantown?
With a strong finish to finish 4th.
And that's why the relay leg is so important, because Morgantown wasn't even in the conversation of the dives that we had in before, but they totally made it there. Look at the end. Look at the stretch and the extension right there. Finishing strong, stretch and extension. There it is.
Wheeling Central with the strong finish in second place here in heat number 2. Heat number 3 coming up in the 200-yard medley relay. Lane assignments. Lane number 2 will be Hurricane. Buchanan Upshur in lane 3. George Washington in lane 4. Bridgeport in lane 5. Wheeling Park, lane 6. And in lane 7 will be Parkersburg.
Again, this is where Bridgeport's bread and butter is in the relays. George Washington right there, but Buchanan Upshur, they have 2 relays. If they can finish first and both of their relays are second, they could do some really things. So, Cadence Vincent of...
Remember that name.
Remember that name. She's going to be very important.
Yes. As they're in the water in the backstroke portion of this 200 medley relay.
Cadence Vincent, Buchanan Upshur. This is what they need to do.
But in lane 3, the lead for Buchanan Upshur.
And there's
slim
Elena
lead.
Whitehair walking
And
in.
now the second leg into the water.
But look, this is why starts are very important. It's narrowing down. It's what a race this is turning out to be, and we're only in the breaststroke leg.
Lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6 tight. As we come to the second.
Madeline McLaughlin takes George Washington on her back and takes and just out in front of the other two relays. But
the butterfly portion in the
Cameron
water.
Zuliani, man, another name that we're going to need to look out for. Right there. And now it's all for the marbles.
Zuliani.
Look at this.
Trying to get her team out in front, but Wheeling Park.
And you got three of the stud freestylers.
Abby Turner.
Right here.
The touch.
All right, here it is.
The final
Which
leg.
girl wants it? Who wants it the most? Oh, man, they are neck and neck. It's who wins the turn. And it looks like George Washington, but Mackenzie Reynolds is holding up. Can she out-touch? Can she out-touch Wheeling Park? That's what you're going to need to do if you're Buchanan Upshur. What a good swim by Buchanan Upshur. That's what you're going to need to do if you only have two relays.
So George Washington will take it 150-46 in the 200 medley relay as we take a look at the replay in that
Look
final
at that
turn.
Look at that turn. And like I said, you're really trying. George Washington's out in front. Mackenzie Reynolds is really trying to hold everyone out. Look at the Wheeling Park. It's their arm movement's moving exactly the same. So it's who's going to finish kind of strong on their side, and there it is. Just by a fingernail. Good job, Mackenzie Reynolds of Buchanan Upshur.
So George Washington will take the 200 medley relay. Up next we'll have the 200-yard freestyle.
And actually, what you'll notice is that time is the second best time in the states. So you'll notice a lot of times today are going to be really close to state records. We could have 5 state records. We could have 10 state records broken on the girls' side. The girls have really stepped up their game lately in the past few years in terms of state records. Lots of state records could fall today on the girls' side.
Well, the state record was set in that 200 medley relay last year by Parkersburg, a time of 1:48.84. So you're right. Records in jeopardy here today for the ladies. Again, up next will be the girls' 200-yard freestyle. State record was set back in 2015 by Morgantown's Courtney Deem, 151.14. Again, we'll have a little delay here, I believe.
Yeah, this is
the second one.
Yeah, this is so. Like I said earlier in the guys' meet, anyone that swims a 200 medley relay and then they go to 200 freestyle, the rule is they have to have 5 minutes.
Right.
Because you wouldn't want to swim, especially if you're the relay anchor. You're the relay anchor. You just got
and then
done.
You got to get right back in the pool.
Yeah. You wouldn't have any gas left. So that's why they give them the 5 minutes.
So we'll take a break here inside the Aquatic Center at MYLAN Park. We'll come back. We'll have the 200-yard freestyle right here on Video Productions.
Inside all of us lies a potential to succeed. The definition of success differs for each of us. It's personal. One size doesn't fit all. At MVB, we believe in relationships supported by technology, product offerings, and industry knowledge. We believe in your imagination, your determination, and your grit. Our financial services keep pace with your ambition and empower your limitless potential. We say yes if, when other banks say no because. At our core, we power potential. We strive to unlock the potential in you, your family, your business, and your community. Your success is our success. You deserve more than a bank. You deserve a trusted partner on the financial frontier. MVB, powering your potential.
Welcome back inside the Aquatic Center here at MYLAN Park in Morgantown, West Virginia for coverage of the 2021 WVSSAC State Swimming Championship. It's the girls here in the afternoon session. The boys took place this morning, and the Patriots of George Washington took the boys' state title and the team title, but we did have a record-breaking performance the very first race here this morning in the 200-yard medley relay, and that coming from the team from Bridgeport. They set the state record with a time of 1:36.49.
And in addition, this morning, George Washington now ties Fairmont Senior for 10 state championships, both of them. Fairmont Senior, the very first year, and the next 10 years after, won the state championship on the guys' side. So now they are even.
And, of course, the girls last year was George Washington win it. Parkersburg were the runners-up. 2018-2019, Parkersburg won it, with Fairmont Senior being the runner-up and Bridgeport. So you'll see a lot of those here again this year, those names from those schools.
And the 2017 and 2018 Fairmont Senior teams are one of my favorite teams because they had about 4 or 5 swimmers only. They did not have very many people in the rest of the relays. And so you dream as a coach. You're like, we just have to win 7 state championships, and that could get us there. And they actually did it.
Yeah.
They won so many state championships. They didn't finish first, but it was like
runners-up.
They were the runners-up. But to achieve that runners-up just with 5 people was an amazing feat. That was an amazing accomplishment. I don't know if we'll ever see something quite like that again. Like I said, dream scenario as a coach. You tell them, let's just try to win as many as we can.
So today in the afternoon session for the girls' state titles, we got any dark horses that could come from somewhere to win a championship?
Are you talking about for
individual?
Girls?
Yep.
Individual?
Yep.
I'm thinking you might be able to see Jenna Bopp in the 200 IM, maybe. The 100-yard butterfly is very close. So Caroline Riggs, she's heavily favored. She's heavily favored, but Madeline Foster of Winfield could be the surprise. She's also in the 500 as a surprise, could be. But look out for Jordan Claypool as well from Parkersburg South. She's seated first in the 100-yard backstroke, and then she could very easily, if she drops a second or so in the 50 freestyle, she could very easily be on the all-tournament team. I believe Jordan Claypool might be a freshman.
Okay. Your favorites to win it today in the individuals.
And my favorites to win it, you got Cadence Vincent. I've already mentioned Cadence Vincent. Not only is she a favorite to win it, if she didn't swim today, she would break the 50 and the 100-yard freestyle. And, of course, we got Madeline McLaughlin, who's racing against her own state records.
Yep. McLaughlin from George Washington High School as we get set to start the 200-yard freestyle. Heat number 1, Haley Merritt in lane 1. Abby Riddell in lane 2 from Wheeling Central. Rebecca Chamel in lane 3. Hannah Phillips in lane 4. Paisley Tabor in lane 5. Emma Allenbacher in lane 6. Taylor Burkle in lane 7. And Rosie Gillette in lane 8.
All right, again, in the 200-yard freestyle, you got to make sure that you start out at about 95%. The key is the start, how fast you go. Whenever you go, you don't want to go too fast, you don't want to go too slow, and then you got to keep it up. And really where they start to get gassed is about the 150s on 100 to 150, because everyone knows you got to sprint at the end and sprint at the beginning, but the third 50 is where it gets tough.
So they'll make the turn here and head back home.
And look at that streamline. That's what's keeping Hannah Phillips in the lead, was that nice turn, that nice streamlined turn. Their arms are moving together, and if she can get the same separation on the turn, that's all you really need to do.
So Phillips from Elkins and Paisley Tabor in lane 5 from Hurricane.
They almost look like synchronized swimmers out there.
Tabor, a freshman for Hurricane, and then in lane 3, we've got Rebecca Schmel from University.
All right.
Hope I say that name right.
And now look at this. Look at this. You got that line. They're all swimming right there, just like you're just pulling them along in the pool. And here it comes. This is where it determines. This is where it becomes a 50-yard freestyle right here.
See what we got left in the tank. Of course, we talked about running an 800-meter in track. This is kind of similar to that.
And they're kicking. You can just tell. You really turn up the kick on the last 50 of the 200-yard freestyle.
Making the turn in lane 4.
But this race is
Hannah Phillips.
This race is a picture-perfect reason of why you want to nail your turns. Because everything else, when everything else is equal, the turns are what win it, and the turns are what's going to get Hannah Phillips first place right there.
She out-touches University's Rebecca Schmel.
So if any coach wants to come in and just show that video of why turns are important, you show that. That's how she won that heat, was her turns.
So Hannah Phillips. I'm sorry. Yep, Hannah Phillips of Elkins.
All right.
So we'll go to heat number 2 of 3, and lane assignments. In lane 1, Rainey Block from Morgantown. Hurricanes Riley Coulter in lane 2. Victoria Anderson in lane 3 from Wheeling Park. Spring Valley's Lauren Peters in lane 4. Huntington's Lindsay Kelly in lane 5. Katarina Smith in lane 6 from Cabell Midland. George Washington's Calissa Lacey in lane 7. And Katie St. Jean in lane 8 of George Washington.
All right, let's look for Rainey Block and Victoria Anderson. Again, they are racing for second place. And so maybe not second place in this heat, but if one of them can sneak some points in, they're really going to help their team there. So look out for lane 1 and lane 3.
Spring Valley's Lauren Peters comes in with the fastest time from regionals, 2:07.99 in this heat. Again, she is in lane 4.
Got to make sure whenever you step down, you can't wiggle at all.
Got to come set, and now they're off.
Make any move, you get disqualified. I've actually had a couple declared false starts that way first. All right.
Peters with a slim lead in lane 4. Lane 1, Rainey Block from Morgantown.
Look at this. Rainey Block was listening to me. Look at that. Turns. Maybe.
And a tight race here to begin with.
All right.
That's it. It'll be Lauren Peters, and also in lane 5, Lindsay Kelly of Huntington. Edging out the competition right now here early in the girls' 200-yard freestyle.
Lauren Peters, man, she's slightly separating herself. She is making sure she's out in front. I can see her looking at her neighbor right beside her.
Peters makes the turn, looks over at Lindsay Kelly from Huntington.
All right, here it is.
And now she's trying to pull away.
She might be able to do it. Again, top 4 in this heat score points probably for this time. Remember, the top 12 score points. And if you're chasing a state title, you need as many points as you can. So, but it looks like Lauren Peters, even though I'm not sure her coach will be happy that she keeps looking up beside her, but you know what? She's going to win this heat doing that. But the real race, who's going to finish 4th? Who's getting that 1 point there?
Lauren Peters still in the lead here in heat number 2 of Spring Valley as she has separated herself from the field. Still in second place is Huntington's Lindsay Kelly in lane 5. As Peters makes the turn, the shove off on the wall. Not a very good clean turn as she got herself over near the ropes.
Look at Victoria Anderson, lane 3. She's coming on strong. She might be able to outtouch if she could just give it a little bit more oomph. But she's definitely given a good race for number 2.
Spring Valley, Huntington, 1-2. And then in lane 3, Victoria Anderson in 3rd from Wheeling Park.
That's what you needed to do. You needed to get the 3rd place point. So there we go.
2:10.13 for Victoria Anderson. I'm sorry, Lauren Peters.
Lauren Peters did.
I'm sorry. I was looking at it and then it went away.
It moves really fast. Now,
as we go to heat number 3.
A 2-second drop. So look out look out for Lauren Peters to see if she can finish ahead of anyone in the third heat.
Heat 3 of the 200-yard freestyle. Lane assignments. Lane 1 from Martinsburg High School, Lily Reisenweber. Elkins, Rachel Schreierock in lane 2. Mia Rice of University High in lane 3. Caroline Riggs in lane 4 of Morgantown. Wheeling Park's Abby Turner in lane 5. Mia Abruzino, Fairmont Senior in lane 6. Caitlin Altman in lane 7 of Notre Dame. And Robert C. Bird's Annalise Gentilozzi.
All right, Caroline Riggs, she's at a 152.30. If she gets to a 151.14, she breaks the state record held by fellow Morgantown alum Courtney Deem.
Riggs in lane 4. Right now in second place.
But Abby Turner. Man, she's coming to play. Again, Wheeling Park, Morgantown.
Wheeling Park in the lead right now, Abby Turner.
Maybe it would be one heck of an upset if Turner not only pulls this off, but then Turner breaks the state record. Nobody would have predicted that before this meet started. But she's almost a half body length ahead.
Turner makes the turn, still in the lead.
And that's what you like to see. She totally threw her legs up and completely thrust it at the end. It's a good race so far, but we still got a 50 after this.
Turner in lane 5. Caroline Riggs in lane 4. Turner with about a half a length lead, and it is closing quickly.
All right, this is it. The last 50. Not only are we trying to see, can we break a state record, but can it be someone that we did not anticipate?
Wheeling Park's Abby Turner, lane 5, still with the lead.
Watch out for that turn. Is that turn going to get her there? That turn might do it. All right,
Turner.
Here it comes. 151.14. We need, if you want a state record.
Riggs is coming on.
All right, can they both break the state record?
Riggs,
who's going to do
hold
it?
her off?
And they did it.
Turner.
Both of them break the state record. Both of them do it. 10th of a second. Oh my goodness. If this is how this meet's going to be, this is going to be great.
Abby Turner of Wheeling Park, 149.41, a new state record in the 200-yard freestyle.
She just dropped 4.5 seconds, broke a state record. Nobody predicted that. I hope the whole meet is just like this today. That was an amazing upset, something not predicted. What a wonderful swim. What a wonderful way to propel Wheeling Park to the number 2 spot in the team standings, hopefully. That's what they're going for.
So a new state record for Abby Turner, 149.41 in the 200-yard freestyle.
And one thing I never know, if you break a state record, so your goal is to break the state record, and you break the state record, then you finish second. How do you feel after that? Do you, what do you do?
Yeah. I don't know. Caroline Riggs did break the state record. 149.51 was her time today. And, wow, what a great race by Abby Turner, though. Yeah, and both of them, really.
Both of them did. And Caroline Riggs, she really gave it to at the end. Like, she was like half body length. She was a half a body length at the 150 zone. And then she just, to pull within as close as she did, that took a lot of guts from her. And, again, she goes home with a state record, but she ends up losing the race. So,
Up next, the girls' 200-yard IM. In heat number 1, lane assignments. Brianna Waldron in lane 1 from East Fairmont. Parkersburg's Megan West in lane 2. Zara Zervos in lane 3 from John Marshall. Bridgeport's Lily Madden in lane 4. Ella McCullough in lane 5 from Brooke High School. Capitol High School's Gwen Beaver in lane 6. Rosalind Hill in lane 7 of Wheeling Park. And George Washington's Allison Workman in lane 8. This is heat 1 of 3 of the girls' 200-yard IM. The record held by Charleston Catholic's Morgan Carr, set in 2015 at 2:04:59.
All right. Again, what you're trying to do with the 200 IM, you're trying to really attack what the strongest stroke is that you have, and then you're really trying to finish hard on the freestyle. Everybody's good at freestyle. and then you got to really make sure you either stretch or glide for your weakest stroke. What I'm really loving about these races so far is that everybody's pretty much keeping the straight line. It's very close from 1 to 6. It's 1 to 6, 1 to 8, very close.
Going into the backstroke, it's still a tight race, and you pretty much cannot separate all across the pool right now who the leader is, but right now it looks like in lane 2 in Megan West from Parkersburg with a slim lead.
Well, Lily Madden, she might be a breaststroker, because if she's in lane 4 and she got a faster time, that might mean that she's going to really pull it on the breaststroke.
And now it looks like in lane 1 right now, Brianna Waldron of East Fairmont out in front just by a hair as she touches the wall, makes the turn into the breaststroke. And she is out in front in lane 1 is on the bottom of your screen.
She, the back to breast turn really did. And she didn't do a bucket turn. So in the last heat, I'll tell you what the difference between a bucket turn. She just touched and went. But really did good. Now watch. Her turn was so good, and now everybody's catching up. So that's why turns are important, because if she wouldn't have gotten that good turn, she would have been much further off. And that, again, that's what you're trying to do with the 200 IM. Mask your shortcomings, because you are at some point going to have a shortcoming somewhere.
Ella McCullough out in the lead now.
And I told you.
Along with Lily Madden of Bridgeport. It's Madden touching first, and she'll turn into the freestyle portion of the race.
Bubble tub water, bubbles on the water. That's what you want to do at the 150. Keep the kick going. Keep the kick going.
Lane 4, Lily Madden of Bridgeport. Turned in a time of 2:34.50 in regionals. She is in the lead here in Heat 1. Outpacing.
Oh, man, but look. Don't
Ella
count
McCullough.
out. Oh, don't count out. She's pulling. She's pulling. This is why I said you got to really push hard. Oh, she almost pulled that off.
So Lily Madden of Bridgeport will win Heat 1. 2:33.31.
That's a nice 1.5 drop.
So in Heat 2, we'll have lane assignments from Parkersburg. Izzy Farinash in lane 1. Magnolia Shiflett in lane 2 from Philip Barber. Wheeling Park in lane 3 with Abby Hellman. Julia Babursky from Hurricane in lane 4. Cassidy Driver in lane 5 of Spring Mills. George Washington's Ariana Swint in lane 6. In lane 7, Wheeling Central, Smiley Hump. And Ryan Lincecombe in lane 8 from Parkersburg.
Watch out for Abby Heilman. Wheeling Park so far is on a major run. So let's see if they can keep up the momentum.
Fastest time, 2:23, coming from Julia Babursky of Hurricane, just a freshman. Came in with a 2:23.26.
And see, the thing is, Wheeling Park actually finished ahead of Morgantown, but they were projected to finish behind Morgantown at States. And I think that's really gotten to them, because they're coming out on fire so far.
Lane 4 is Babursky from Hurricane, still leading the pack, the freshman.
All right, here we go.
As we go into the backstroke portion.
So she's trying to keep up.
Babursky, Driver, and Swint.
Now watch out for
out front.
Cassidy Driver. She's a breaststroker. So if she could just keep right with everybody, she might be able to pull ahead in the breaststroke. Really, breaststrokers really have an advantage in the IM, because that's most people's shortcomings. And so the time difference between being strong in the breaststroke and being weak in the breaststroke really helps.
As we go into the breaststroke portion, Babursky still with a slim lead in lane 4 over Cassidy Driver and Ariana Swint. Swint from George Washington, Driver from Spring Mills.
Driver's pulling ahead. Like I said, if you're a good breaststroker, the IM is almost made for you, because you can gain a good 8 seconds. Look at that turn.
And she does touch the wall first for Driver.
And she's pulling ahead now.
Can Babursky stay with her
now
long enough?
Now, the only flip side to being a breaststroker is usually they're not always the sprints because breaststroke is an entirely different stroke, so they're not necessarily sprinters.
So here she's got to get the biggest lead she can get.
Yes.
As driver touches first, they make the turn into the freestyle portion.
All right, here we go.
Cassidy Driver, Spring Mills in lane 5 with the lead over Baburski from
Baburski's
Hurricane.
pulling up. Look.
Julia Baburski.
All right, it's going to be determined on the wall.
Driver with the turn, and she is headed home.
Oh, what a good turn. Again, this is why turns are important.
Cassidy Driver.
That turn also gets you momentum to be able to finish ahead. So it's not just executing the turn just to be just ahead on the turn, but it pushes you really hard at the end of the race.
So Cassidy Driver, Julia Baburski in second, Ariana Swint in third in that 6th lane here in heat number 2. 2:24.79 for Baburski. I'm sorry, for
so listen
Driver.
To the finish. Driver finishes hard, and everyone kind of kept their space. Everyone finished hard, so that's why there was a little separation there.
Heat number 3 coming up here in the 200-yard IM. Lane assignments: Fairmont Senior in lane 1, Alexis Ramsey. Victoria Kidney in lane 2 from John Marshall. Delaney Householder in lane 3 from Morgantown. From George Washington, Madeline McLaughlin in lane 4. Jenna Bopp in lane 5 from Wheeling Park. Bridgeport's Mara Johnson in lane 6. Isabel Judy in lane 7 from Elkins. And George Washington's Mackenzie Lane in lane 8. Heat 3.
All right, Cassidy Driver just dropped 4.5 seconds. So currently, Cassidy Driver, could finish 7th in this heat here.
As the early lead, as expected, in lane 4 from George Washington's Madeline McLaughlin.
2:04.59. That's what the time you're looking for. Madeline McLaughlin got a 2:06.64 last year at States. I bet you she's really gunning for this record. That's usually why you swim the event more than once. Is the first time you get used to it, the second time you're trying to win the state title.
She looked really strong in the butterfly. Now into the backstroke portion. McLaughlin increasing the lead here in heat number 3.
Man, look at that turn. It looks so easy. That's what the thing about a really good backstroker. They're reaching so hard, but it looks so easy to them. And look, she's just so far ahead. I think she might do it.
And again, we're shooting for 2:04.59 set in 2015 by Charleston Catholic's Morgan Carr is the state record.
This is it. But look at the second place line. I know second place is kind of a little bit farther away, but the second place line is really almost close. So we're looking out for team titles here, but we're also looking for a state record, which I think might be able to happen. Usually you swim in the 35 on the freestyle leg, maybe a 32, 33. And so that's what she's going to need, about a 31.
McLaughlin makes the turn into the freestyle.
Here we go. But look
ahead of the pack.
Here we go.
Second place behind McLaughlin is Jenna Bopp from Wheeling Park. McLaughlin makes the turn. She'll head home. And again, shooting for 2:04.59.
She might get it. She's at 155. Is she going to get it?
Madeline McLaughlin,
oh my goodness.
George Washington High School.
Got it. That's the second state record broken.
2:03.26. Madeline McLaughlin of George Washington High School, a new state record here in the girls' 200-yard IM.
And there's Jenna Bopp getting the needed points. And Delaney Householder, again, you got Wheeling Park and Morgantown and Bridgeport all in this race. And Cassidy Driver of the previous heat did finish 7th place. Almost 6th, just barely missed 6th place, Cassidy Driver from the previous heat.
So congratulations to George Washington's Madeline McLaughlin. 2:03.26 for a new state record here in West Virginia. And the 200-yard IM, as she eclipsed that 2:04.59 mark set back in 2015 by Charleston Catholic's Morgan Carr. Woo! And now, the most exciting event of the day for me.
That's right. This is your event. This is the 50 freestyle.
50 free. Jump in, get down, get back out.
Yes. Again, dive and turn. That's what you need.
As we take a look at the girls' 50-yard freestyle, the state record held by Cadence Vincent of Buchanan Upshur. She set it last year in the 2020 meet. 23:69 is that state record. Heat 1, lane assignments, Allie Hinchman in lane 1 from Spring Valley. Hurricanes, Katie Lemonin Jr. in lane 2. Caitlin Cochran in lane 3. And Catholics, Vivian Delgra in lane 4. Peyton Surratt in lane 5 from George Washington. Weir High School's Jules Gladowski in lane 6. Paisley Tabor in lane 7 from Hurricane. And Buchanan Upshur, Mackenzie Reynolds in lane 8.
All right, here we go.
Vivian Delgra in lane 4 with the fastest time barely coming into.
Yeah, these are all within fingernails.
In this heat with a time of 28:53, 28:54. Right behind her is Peyton Surratt from George Washington High School.
Look at lane 1.
Allie Hinchman from Spring Valley, early lead here in the first 25.
Can she keep it up on the walls?
Touch the wall.
Oh,
Hinchman still
did
in lane 1, but look up at lane 8 as well. Mackenzie Reynolds, Buchanan Upshur. Mackenzie Reynolds, lane 8. Can she hold off?
Mackenzie Reynolds did it.
Did she?
Oh, no, she didn't. Just out touch. It's really hard to see that. Woo.
28. And I'm looking for it, and they changed the scoreboard here on us.
Yeah, they changed the names really fast. You got to
And they're not pushing the times up to us where we're located all the way up top, so we apologize for that. But we'll take a look at this replay.
Let's look at this replay. Everybody's tied. Look at lane 1. Look at lane 1. She's going. But then look at lane 8. Mackenzie Reynolds right at about halfway point. She starts to pull ahead, but it wasn't quite enough to beat lane 3.
Caitlin Cochran of John Marshall in lane 3. Now, second heat, Bridget Niles from Huntington, Gwen Beaver of Capital in lane 2. Ella Broadhurst of Fairmont Senior in lane 3. Gigi Brown in lane 4 of Jefferson. Capital's Brooklyn Carpenter in lane 5. Madison Weiss in lane 6 of Philip Barber. Bridgeport's Kelsey Dorchak in lane 7. Annabella Sarasola from Washington in lane 8 as they make the turn.
Gigi Brown of Jefferson had one heck of a dive, and she's just not relenting this race. Look at this. It is very rare to win a 50 freestyle when you're seated the same in a full body's length. What a great swim. Also even rarer is to win second or first place in the outside lanes, because the water spreads out and it's really hard to win in the outside lanes.
So Gigi Brown will take heat number 2. Take a look at that replay. And
here we go.
Got a body length there for Brown.
Whole body length. Look at lane 1 there. Look at lane 1 just outstretched. Again, finished on the side. Lane 3 finished over top. That's why lane 1 was able to finish second.
Heat 3 in lane 1, Lauren Garin from Wheeling Central. John Marshall's Laura Seiler in lane 2. Jordan Claypool in lane 3 from Parkersburg South. Buchanan Upshur. Caden Vincent in lane 4. Ashley Welcher from George Washington in lane 5. Veronica Mann in lane 6 from Brook. George Washington's Calissa Lacey in lane 7. Irana Stensku in lane 8 from Morgantown. We're underway.
Can Vincent break her own record?
Cadence Vincent, Buchanan Upshur, lane 4 at the turn with the lead.
All right, here we go.
Vincent in lane 4. Cadence Vincent.
She's at 23:69. She's at a 21. And she broke it by a half a second.
23:11. Another state record here in the girls' swimming championships.
And so here's the thing. First of all, let's look at the replay here. Look at Cadence Vincent. Major wall, throws her legs up, stays far ahead of her competitors. Look at Lane. Look at her second place finish here. Arm to arm.
Lane 3 and 4.
Lane 3 and 4, and there we go. And it's just a simple out touch.
I'm sorry, lane 3 and 5. Sorry. I apologize for that.
Now, here's the thing. So it's easy. Like it's easy whenever you see state records constantly being broken. I remember this happening on the guys' side at one point. It's so easy to think, oh my goodness gracious, It's just so easy to break a state record. It's not.
No.
It's not easy. But whenever you have a special meet like this, I hope everybody in here is enjoying this, because this isn't normal. This isn't going to happen every year, where pretty much almost every event you're right beside a state record. This is not normal. I hope that the audience is enjoying the show that the ladies are putting on.
So we'll step aside. We'll take a break here inside the Aquatic Center at MYLAN Park, and then we'll return. We'll have the girls 100 butterfly. You're watching the 2021 WVSSAC State Swimming Championships right here on Video Productions.
not as hard as it sounds. I'll hold the camera. All right, good. Because I was supposed to find someone that I know. So, all right. So come up here and I'll explain what's happening. Or they'll explain.
Welcome back inside the Aquatic Center at MYLAN Park in Morgantown, West Virginia for the 2021 WVSSAC State Swimming Championships. Here in the afternoon, it's the Girls Championships. Jack with her alongside James Miller of Swim WV. And James, already exciting here for the girls. State records are falling.
Yes. It's just like a rainstorm of the swimming records being broken.
So we had a break. They acknowledged the winners of the first 4 events, and then also the Coach of the Year going to Wheeling Central head coach Jenny Hump. For Wheeling Central, as we get set to start, it'll be the girls' 100-yard butterfly. In Heat 1, the lane assignments from Logan. Rosie Gillette in lane 1, Eden Honecker in lane 2 from Woodrow Wilson, Washington's Annabelle Sarasoli. Reagan Strother in lane 4 from Nitro. Wheeling Park's Rosalind Hill in lane 5. Jocelyn DeWeese in lane 6 from Elkins Brook High School's Paige D. Giovanni. And Katrin Helmick from St. Albans in lane 8.
This is going to be a big event for the state title and the heats coming up. Again, you want to do as little arm stroke with the butterfly as possible. You want to stay underneath the water as much as you can.
So in lane 2, Eden Honecker from Woodrow Wilson with the early lead, but up there in lane 6, Jocelyn DeWeese from Elkins, setting the pace now here in the first heat of the 100-yard butterfly.
Oh, here we go. This is if you're not completely smooth and you do these dive down strokes that these girls are doing. This is where you really start. This is really where you start to feel a little tired if you're those. So that's why in lane 2, Eden Honecker, that's why she lost a little ground. She's doing a lot of diving down instead of just kind of reaching forward. Like
Elkins, Jocelyn DeWeese out in front in lane 6.
That's why
in heat number 1.
That's why she was able to do it. Now, if you are in lane 2, you are trying to hold on for dear life. She really could have used a really flat finish, and that would have really made it. But
Rosalind Hill of Wheeling Park comes in second. Eden Honecker will finish third from Woodrow Wilson. So you look at the replay. Well, here we go.
The replay.
And look, strong finish there.
And look, so you can see the very small of the screen. But look at the flat. She doesn't dive down. She's reaching. That's kind of what you want to do for your butterfly.
Heat number 2 coming up. Lane assignments. Lane number 1, Parkersburg, Izzy Farinash. Lane 2, Anna Carr from Huntington High School. Parkersburg South in lane 3, Aaliyah Ott. Mary Michael Strobel in lane 4 from Parkersburg. Wheeling Park in lane 5 with Maddie Ross. Isabel Judy in lane 6 from Elkins from Hurricane High School. In lane 7, Riley Coulter. And then in lane 8 from Jefferson, Isabella Tuzio.
This is an important race for Maddie Ross of Wheeling Park. Again, you're trying to get as many points as possible if you're Wheeling Park. So far, they've nailed the test in the other events. So Maddie Ross not only is probably trying to win this heat, but maybe squeeze into the 7th or 8th place in the next heat right after that.
And we do have a timing malfunction once again. I see him down there working on it in lane 2. As the girls in Heat 1 remain in the pool.
And just remember, most of the people here are volunteers. So probably if you're a volunteer, you get asked by your coach that you're going to volunteer, and then the timing system in your lane falls apart. You're like, oh, my goodness. That's probably a nerve-wracking thing for them. But it looks like they did get it fixed.
Well, we hope. And now they've asked the ladies to step out of the pool.
And that's what's really a beauty about swimming. Most of the officials are parents. I know some of the memories that I talk about for other coaches is whenever they swam the meet, their moms or dads, rather than sitting and watching a swim meet, they were on the pool deck with them, making sure that they saw their swimmer. Yeah. It's an amazing experience. And then just like Heather Doyle today when she won Official of the Year, her daughter's long gone, and she's still officiating because she just loves officiating. So kudos to all the volunteers that make the state swim meet possible, because most of this is volunteers, very little paid people doing this.
Still a little bit of a delay here until they start heat number 2. As they get things situated down here at the scores table down below us. And again, a beautiful, beautiful aquatic center here at MYLAN Park. Just the second year that the state tournament or state championships have been held here. And you've got the diving pool down to the left of us, and then they can move that bulkhead anywhere they want it. Of course, they've had the Big 12 championships here for W hosted those. So that's a big event that they had here. But it's just a beautiful facility here in the Morgantown area. And now we're set to go here for heat number 2.
And the rumor is Bridgeport in that area is going to get a kind of a miniature version of this.
Yep.
So there might be another beautiful center like this somewhere.
Fastest time in this heat coming in from the regionals, Mary Michael Strobel of Parkersburg, 105.07. She's in lane number 4, and she's got a quick start in lane 4.
That was a great start. Great dive, lots of dolphins off the wall. Let's see if she can keep the short, fast dolphins from the turn. Look at this.
Maddie Ross in lane 5 right up there with her as the turn.
She gained more. That's what I said. You just need the short, fast dolphins off the turn, and there we go. And look, they're looking. They're competing out there. I can see them look at the side. Look, the turns. Yep. She's nailing it on the turns again.
Strobel still in the lead, although it is closing quickly by Maddie Ross in lane 5 from Wheeling Park, and we make the turn.
Oh, Maddie Ross got her on that turn.
Ross, Strobel.
I told you at the beginning it was very important for Maddie Ross.
Ross in lane 5 pulls ahead.
Look at that. What a swim by Maddie Ross, man. She was way behind after that 50. She was almost a half body length apart. And now she got a 102.74. That's a 3-second drop, and it's all on the end. Look at the end of this. She came here to win it. I'm telling you, Wheeling Park really took some major juice. I don't know if it was a good sleep, but look at how far she reaches. At this point, she's looking to her side, knowing that no one's around, and boom, she finishes with a time of 102.74, and that might be good enough. Maddie Ross might finish 5th.
So heat number 3 coming up in the 100-yard butterfly. Lane assignments, Morgantown in lane 1, Caitlin Blosser. Alexis Ramsey in lane 2 from Fairmont Senior. Bridgeport's Olivia Urs in lane 3. Morgantown High's Carolyn Riggs in lane 4. Madeline Foster in lane 5 from Winfield High School. Buchanan Upshur's Cameron Zuliani in lane 6. Emma Martin in lane 7 from George Washington. And Ariana Swint in lane 8 also from George Washington High School.
Watch out for Urs and Zuliani. Zuliani really needs probably like a second-place finish or a first-place finish to really help Buchanan Upshur stir it up. Buchanan Upshur doesn't have quite as many individual events here. They only have 2 relays as opposed to Wheeling Park having 3. So they really need Zuliani to finish higher than what she seeded. And, of course, Urs, also Bridgeport, going the route of trying to make sure that all 3 of their relays could finish in the top 4, top 5. So if Ursa could sneak by and maybe win the second or first. Also, let's look at our state record. 55-21 will get you the state record. 58-22 is what Caroline Riggs has, but look at Madeline Foster at 58-7. She was one of my dark horse ladies at the beginning. She could do it. It's only a half a second. She could do what Abby Turner did and, pull an upset state title, an upset state record title.
So Caroline Riggs, Morgantown High School in lane 4. Madeline Foster in lane 5. Cameron Zuliani in lane 6. Olivia Urs in lane 3 are the leaders coming into this last heat out of regional qualifying.
All right, here we go.
And it is Caroline Riggs in lane 4, off the blocks in the lead at the first turn.
There it is. It's the turn that's going to decide it. Look. Oh, my goodness. This is again.
Caroline Riggs in 4, Madeline Foster in 5.
Madeline Foster kind of got her on that turn. Can she get her on this turn?
Again,
Look at the
turn.
distance. Look at the distance that MYLAN Foster goes.
She stretches it out and comes up almost even.
So that's
Riggs.
That's going to help. That's going to help her in the last 25 if they can still do it. Here it goes.
Riggs turns.
Can she pull? Oh, she lifted her head too much that time.
Riggs still in the lead over at Winfield's MYLAN Foster.
Oh.
Caroline Riggs of Morgantown High School. A strong finish here at the wall.
That was
56.08.
only 0.8 from the state record, but still, MYLAN Foster put up a great event on that one. Cameron Zuliani is fourth, just as she came in.
Replay here.
And look at that.
As Riggs, a nice push off at the wall to finish.
Yes, it was the nailing of the turn. And look, here she comes. It's no contest there. Unfortunately, MYLAN Foster, one of the key things you got to do on your turn is you cannot lift your head up. Your head stays down and just your body moves. And because just that little bit of the turn, lifting your head up, it caused that last 25 to be much more farther apart than what the rest of the 75 was.
So up next here inside the Aquatic Center in MYLAN Park, we'll have the girls 100-yard freestyle. And much like the 50 yards, this is a quick event. 3 heats in heat number 1. Lane assignments from Spring Valley in lane 1, Maggie Kate Franks. Gracie Van Lair from Wheeling Park in lane 2, Madison Bailey in lane 3 from East Fairmont. From John Marshall, Caitlin Cochran in lane 4, Mackenzie Reynolds in lane 5 from Buchanan Upshur. Oak Glen's Talia Kosanovich in lane 6, Bridgeport's Jenna Wood in lane 7, Addison Burdine in lane 8 from Elkins. As they continue to monitor those timing devices down there, so we've got to keep an eye on that. We've had some issues, not much, and they've quickly taken care of it today.
I will tell you, with the fancier pool comes a much easier fix. So I remember in the other pool, there was always...
I don't know, you just put, back when I swam, you just put a new battery in the hand timer. That was the easy fix.
Hand timer. And then you probably hoped that you had someone with a quick finger.
I always had someone with the quick finger, my dad.
But here, when you had the rustic pool at Morgantown, there was always one lane that was broken, and they couldn't fix it quite as easily as they're fixing it here. The scoreboard would have like all sorts of like funkiness that would happen, so at least they're able to fix that. And it looks like it's lane 2 again.
Yeah.
Oh, that poor volunteer in lane 2. I'm sure he's not having a good time.
So we'll step aside real quick. Again, you're watching the 2021 West Virginia Girls Swimming Championships right here on Video Productions.
If it looks like an F-150, tows like an F-150, hauls like an F-150, thinks like an F-150, and powers like an F-150, it must be an F-150 hybrid. Introducing the all-new 2021 F-150 Power Boost Hybrid with 570 pound-feet of torque and 12,700 pounds of max available towing.
From the moment you walk into PostNet, we've got your back. From design and printing to shipping and more, whatever you need, we can help. We can bring your projects to life with advice and insight so you never feel like you're going it alone. Help you tackle everything in one place with a one-stop shop for everything from shipping a package to printing your big presentation. Save you time by not only getting the job done right, but also right on time. And all with exceptional PostNet customer service. We're more than just a place to get things done. We're your people.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100-plus stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Welcome back inside Aquatic Center here at MYLAN Park as we get set to start Heat 1 of the 100-yard freestyle. Fastest time in this heat, 103.51 from John Marshall's Caitlin Cochran. She is in lane 4. And she does have the early lead along with lane 1 and 2.
That's still like a shoestring right across in the pool.
Lane 1 out in the lead. That is Maggie Kate Franks of Spring Valley.
Especially when you're tied, the turn gets you. Now look, her turn was really good, but now everyone kind of caught up. Let's see if she can keep up that good turn again. She gets way out in front on the turn. Can she keep it up?
Still pretty much even as Spring Valley's Maggie Kate Franks still in the lead down in lane 1 at the turn.
Going out for Talia Kosanovic. Oh,
Franks
this is what you got to do.
still barely in the lead along with lane 5.
But I think she's going to do
Mackenzie
it.
Reynolds.
She's really got to push it. Mackenzie Reynolds,
Franks, Reynolds. And
Mackenzie Reynolds, I think, got that one.
In lane 5, Mackenzie Reynolds, a Buchanan Upshur.
And now here was the issue that we were having before with the timer. But before, look at the touches, going all out, and then Mackenzie Reynolds,
Lane
right
5.
on the side. And now this is what the delay was earlier, ladies and gentlemen. Lanes 1 and 2, the touch pads aren't kind of working as well as the other ones. So that's why, everybody, we have actually timers behind. So when the touchpad doesn't work,
they go old school.
We go old school. Well, just when the technology doesn't work quite the way it should. But it does look like lanes 1 and 2 are having that problem. This happens in a lot of meets. At least the scoreboard's working. I've actually had to do a whole entire season where our scoreboard never worked at our Shepherd pool.
So in Heat 2, lane assignments, East Fairmont in lane 1, Brianna Waldron, Lindsay Kelly in lane 2 from Huntington, Jefferson in lane 3 with Gigi Brown, Irina Stansku from Morgantown High School, Elkins Rachel Shryock in lane 5, Lauren Guerin in lane 6 from Wheeling Central, Fairmont Senior in lane 7 with Ella Broadhurst and Haley Booth in lane 8 from Parkersburg South. Heat number 2 of 3 of the 100-yard freestyle. They're in the water.
My favorite is Stanescu and Shyrock both came in with the same qualifying time at a 58:24.
Gigi Brown in lane 3 out to the early lead at the turn. She is still barely in the lead, but not by much.
Just like a little hand's length.
Lane 4, Stanescu, Irina Stanescu from Morgantown.
Again, this is what Morgantown needs. Stanescu really needs to win this one. She really pulled it off on that turn, but Gigi Brown's really giving her a tough time here. And it's going to see who's going to win this wall.
Stanescu makes the turn in the lead in lane 4, just ahead of Brown in lane 3.
And look, Stanescu, good walls equal a good last 25, even though Gigi Brown probably swam the last 17 yards faster. That wall really gave it to Stanescu.
Stanescu coming in first in this heat, followed by Gigi Brown of Jefferson in second. And lane 5 and 6 close there.
Let's look at that wall. Boom! That wall is what won her right there because of that momentum. So again, you're trying to get momentum off the wall. It's not just trying to beat you past that. Because she got that. Again, Gigi Brown and Stanescu are actually swimming the exact same time from here on out. But that wall is what did it. That's what I'm talking about. Walls win championships.
Heat 3 of the 100-yard freestyle. Lane 1, George Washington, Amelia Walco, Caitlin Altman from Notre Dame in lane 2, George Washington, Ashley Welcher in lane 3, Cadence Vincent in lane 4 from Buchanan Upshur in lane 5, Abby Turner from Wheeling Park Hurricanes, Isabella Hart in lane 6, Jamie Meadows in lane 7 from Nitro, and in lane 8, Laura Seiler from John Marshall. They are in the water.
51-61, that is Courtney Deems' state record for the 100-yard freestyle. Cadence Vincent. Again, Buchanan Upshur does not wear tech suits until states, so that probably will help Cadence Vincent on this one.
Vincent in lane 4.
And here she comes.
She's got a slim lead over Addie Turner of Wheeling Park in lane 5.
Abby Turner pulled off an upset on the 200. Will she be able to do it here?
As Vincent makes the turn.
Look at that turn by Abby Turner. Oh, my goodness.
Caden Vincent
but
in the lead.
Vincent, can she get 51-61? That's what we're going for. Look at this.
Vincent.
Look at this. Again,
50,
2 state records.
39.
I tell you, if you are watching at home, you really need to enjoy this. You don't see 2 state records, 2 separate meets, and we're not even anywhere close to the meet being over. Again, now Abby Turner gets the feeling. She got to be the one, the beneficiary of 2 people breaking the record, and she gets to go home with the record. Now she broke the record, but Cadence Vincent.
Yep. 50-39 for Cadence Vincent. New state record, 50.93 for Abby Turner of Wheeling Park in the 100-yard freestyle for girls.
Just what a race.
Up next, we'll have the girls' 500-yard freestyle, and this is your event.
That's right.
The endurance event. 20 laps as they bring out the cards with the lap numbers down at the bulkhead. Again, if you've got to tell me what lap I'm on, I've been out there way too long in the pool.
Again, as a coach, though, if I don't have anyone in the 500, that cowbell is the greatest thing ever. That's a signal of that shoot. And sometimes if you're not in 2 heats, that's like a good 15 minutes. You can get a good lunch in the hospitality room for that.
Go. As we await the 500-yard freestyle, we'll take a look at heat number 1. The lane assignments. In lane 1, Abigail Rentschler from Notre Dame High School. Lane 2 will be George Washington's Emma Allenbacher. Holland Ergens in lane 3 from Musselman High School. Parkersburg's Megan West in lane 4. Rebecca Chamel in lane 5 from University High School. Woodrow Wilson High School. Savannah Hughes in lane 6. Haley Merritt in lane 7 from Parkersburg High School. And in lane 8, Kaylin Wallace from Washington High School. And again, we've got a touchpad issue here in lane 2.
I believe it was in the 100-yard freestyle. It touched and the time didn't come up. So sometimes what happens is that it'll touch, it'll go to the computer, but it won't go up to the scoreboard. So you're not sure which one it is. Luckily, they have backups of these in the closet. They might have to use a backup touchpad. That's the perks of having a Big 12 school. They have probably lots of touchpad systems.
We'll step aside then and take a break as they get that situated. Again, you're watching the 2021 West Virginia State Swimming Championships right here on Video Productions.
Hey man, I really appreciate that Patrick Price on my insurance, Jake from State Farm. Being a champ has its perks.
Here's the deal, Patrick. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Let me repay the favor with some field passes. Come on.
No favors, just great rates.
Okay, fine. I'll let you wear the ring, but only for a day.
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
If it looks like an F-150, tows like an F-150, hauls like an F-150, thinks like an F-150, and powers like an F-150, it must be an F-150 hybrid. Introducing the all-new 2021 F-150 Power Boost Hybrid with 570 pound-feet of torque and 12,700 pounds of max available towing.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Back inside the Aquatic Center at MYLAN Park here in Morgantown, West Virginia for the 2021 WVSSAC State Swimming Championships as we get back underway. And we had a break in action. Again, they had to fix lane 2. Got a new touchpad into the water and then some other fixes going on as well down there, but they seem to be ready to go for the 500-yard freestyle. And again, in heat number 1, Abigail Rinchner in lane 1 from Notre Dame. Lane 2, George Washington's Emma Allenbacher. Holland Ergens in lane 3 from Musselman. Parkersburg in lane 4, Megan West. Rebecca Schmel in lane 5 from University. Woodrow Wilson, Savannah Hughes in lane 6. In lane 7, Haley Merritt from Parkersburg. And in lane 8, Kaylin Wallace from Washington.
All right, if you'll notice, look at the coach. Sometimes when you only have one swimmer here, the coach has to do the timing for your swimmer. There he is, Musselman's coach. Maybe he might be the secret weapon.
Standing proud out there with that stick. I like how some of them put that number 1 in the water. Like they didn't know that was the first lap.
Yeah, just in case. Just in case you already thought you swam so much already.
Yep.
I don't know what it is about lane 1 today, but man, they are like
early lead there for Abigail Rinchner
from
Notre Dame.
That lane 1 must have something. It must be colder than the rest of the lanes or something. That lane 1 today usually is the one that's because of the way the heats are seated. It's usually the slow one, but today the people in lane 1 are like, no, we are going to finish ahead of everybody. So there's always good starts in lane 1 today.
Like we watched in the boys, the 500, things change quickly.
This is true.
And just give it time, and we'll see how it plays out. But right now, in lane 1 from Notre Dame High School, Abigail Rinchler in the lead over lane 6. And in lane 6, you've got Savannah Hughes from Woodrow Wilson.
So what you're trying to do here in the 500, it's
set a good pace, but don't go too quick out of the block.
Also, it is a chance for coaches to be like, let's look at your turns. The turns are really, I mean, you've probably heard me say about turns about 500 times, but it is very important in the 500 to do the turns. Also, it's just making sure that you're continuing to have a good elongated freestyle. You're kicking. You want to make sure that you're doing tight dolphin kicks off the wall on these. But, yes, it's all about just making sure your freestyle technique is as good as you can because you can't hide it. In the 50 free, you can kind of hide some technique. In 100 free, you can kind of hide some technique faults. But in the 500-yard freestyle, if your freestyle is not technically perfect, it will show in this event.
Savannah Hughes now pushing ahead from Woodrow Wilson in lane 6, just ahead of Abigail Rinchner from Notre Dame in lane 1. In third place is Musselman High School's Holland Ergens in lane 3 right now. She is just ahead of, it looks like, University High in lane 5, Rebecca Schmel.
All right, here we go. We're almost at the halfway point here at the 500s. And it looks like Savannah Hughes is taking a bigger lead. Ooh, that turn right there. That's why turns are really important, man. That turn for Notre Dame just wasn't as good as the rest of her turns. And now that's how Savannah Hughes is separating herself. Notice third and fourth place are now coming up. Turns really do set the pace here. And look at Ergens. Ergens now
from Musselman in lane 3, now in second place as he overtakes Rinchner from Notre Dame in lane 1.
All right, and Savannah Hughes now is in the lead. She's got a pretty comfortable lead.
Rebecca Schmel from University High in lane 5. In that third place position, but barely ahead of lane 2, Emma Allenbacher from George Washington.
All right. Again, this is where you see it, right around this time. If you took it out too quick, this is what happens. This is when it separates itself out. And look like Ergens. She might be able to take down Savannah Hughes here. With the coach down there, leading the turns. Maybe that's all she needed.
Lap 14 now for Savannah Hughes in lane 6, leading the way here in heat number 1 of this 500-yard freestyle event.
Emma Allenbacher, though, from George Washington, looks like she was kind of playing. Was it chicken? Did you play chicken where you
it's coming at each other? But right now, maybe possum, where she's sleeping a little bit on the others, but she could be coming on strong here.
That's what I meant. Yes.
In the latter laps here of this 500 event.
So there we go. Yeah, Ergens did have a pretty comfortable lead, and now here she comes from George Washington. But Ergens got a nice turn there. Savannah Hughes still
a couple lengths ahead of the pack in lane 6 is Savannah Hughes from Woodrow Wilson High School. She swam a 6:19.99 in regional qualifying.
All right.
She was on lap number 17.
We're almost back to where you're telling yourself, I've got to sprint. I've got to sprint here at the last bit. Again, it's not really a sprint. You just have to tell yourself it is a sprint at the very end, or you just won't be able to do it.
2 more turns for Savannah Hughes from Woodrow Wilson High School in lane 6. She still maintains the lead here in heat number 1. But in lane 2,
looks like
second
Allenbacher.
place now is George Washington's Emma Allenbacher as we hear the cowbell.
This is it.
One more turn coming up for Savannah Hughes of Woodrow Wilson.
So I said you're trying to make sure that you see some kicking. How you see some kicking is you see that nice little bubble water, and you want to see the nice little bubble water the whole 25. You don't want to see him kick and stop, kick and stop. You want to see him kick the whole way.
Savannah Hughes makes the turn for home. Emma Allenbacher just
Allenbacher,
behind her.
Look at
lane
this.
2.
Allenbacher might be able to pull this one off. She might be able to.
Does she have enough lane left? And I don't believe she does.
Does not,
as
yes.
Savannah Hughes will touch first in
but look
lane
at that.
6, lane 2.
Can
but we've
Ergens
got
hold on?
Lane 4 is Megan West in third place from Parkersburg, out touching Ergens from Musselman.
Again, you got to make sure that you finish strong there. And there's our lane 1. She took it a little too strong a little bit. That's probably why she kind of slowed down a little bit from Notre Dame.
As the finishers come into the wall for heat number 1. And again, Savannah Hughes from Woodrow Wilson takes heat number 1.
And Savannah Hughes just dropped 10.6 seconds. 10.6 seconds. So that's a pretty good race. And pretty much it's looking like we had a couple 1-second drops. But yeah, a 10-second drop. Your coach will be happy with you anytime that you drop that much amount of time, especially in a race like the 500.
So heat number 2 coming up here in the girls' 500-yard freestyle. Take a look at the lane assignments in lane number 1. Hannah Phillips from Elkins. Lane 2, Victoria Anderson from Wheeling Park. Lane number 3, Katarina Smith from Cabell Midland High School. Fairmont Senior in lane 4 with Ashlyn Bennington. Lily Blake in lane 5 from George Washington High School. Annalise Gentilozzi in lane 6 from Robert C. Byrd. Brooke High School in lane 7 with Ella McCullough. And University High School in lane 8, Elizabeth Warner.
And Annalise Gentilozzi, she is the one person. Robert C. Byrd has only had one female on their team this year, and it is Annalise Gentilozzi. And at least they made their one-person count. She qualified for 2 events here at the States.
Top time in the regionals, 5:40.96 from Ashlyn Bennington in this heat from Fairmont Senior. She is in lane 4. And she's pretty easy to pick out. She's got the polar bear claw on the side of her head there in lane 4. On the swimming cap in bright blue and white. And again, lane 1 out to kind of a quick lead.
That's what I said.
Hannah Phillips of Elkins.
But Ashlyn Bennington nailed that turn right there. And I think that's how she's going to separate for the rest of these is the turn.
So after that first turn, Bennington back out in the lead. Here in heat number 2 of 3 heats of the 500-yard freestyle. 7th event here this afternoon in the girls swimming championships.
And let's watch out for number 2, Victoria Anderson. Wheeling Park has had a wonderful day so far. All of their swimmers kind of are stepping out, so don't be surprised if Victoria Anderson in lane 2 pulls off some points here.
Lane 5, Lily Blake of George Washington, right up there with Bennington. And she may pull ahead here on lap number 5. 20 laps in this 500-yard freestyle event.
And now she's like neck for neck. Let's see what the turns are.
And we'll get the lead in lane 5 now for Lily Blake of George Washington High School, the sophomore.
Notice that time, Lily Blake had such a nice tight streamline, and Ashlyn Bennington's kind of losing. You kind of lose the tight streamlines the more tired you get. Your arms aren't quite as behind your head like they should be. And so that's why Lily Blake was able to create some separation. It just takes a little bit of separation once, and then that's what kind of can help you propel. And look at lane 2.
Lane 2's Victoria Anderson from Wheeling Park making a move. Here on lap number 8 now for heat number 2.
She might make a run for George Washington. Again, Wheeling Park today, as they do in the past couple state meets, they really turn it up in a couple extra notches. I don't know what sort of pep talk that coach does over there, but he or she needs to keep doing it.
Lily Blake, George Washington High, sophomore in lane 5, still leads the pack here in heat 2. As she turns and heads back home, lap number 10 of 20 laps here.
Ooh, that turn right there for Victoria Anderson wasn't quite the tight streamline that she's been doing. Is she getting tired? So notice now Ashlyn Bennington of Fairmont Senior is picking up to her. Again, all the coaches have to do is just show this video, show what turns can do to your race, and that's what happens there. And so that's why Lily Blake is so far ahead, just with the turns and the tight streamline.
Lily Blake, her lead has kind of diminished here as Ashlyn Bennington trying to make a move, the Fairmont Senior in lane 4, and now off of that turn, the lead for Blake has increased. So
that's right.
Bennington tried to pull up close to her, but now you see 2 good turns from Lily Blake as extending that lead back out.
All right, Victoria Anderson, she's starting to pick it up.
Lap number 14. Heat 2 of the 500 freestyle.
All right.
Lily Blake, George Washington High School.
Now look,
lane 5.
It does also look like the Victoria Anderson really pushed out the first 12. She's starting to labor a little bit here. Now it gets to the point where you talked about how rough it is in the 500. When you take it out a little too strong and you're laboring, it is really tough. You feel like you're in an island all by yourself. It's really tough. That's why you got to know exactly. And it's like Goldilocks' porridge. You just never know what it's going to be like. Did you go out the right tempo or not?
Victoria Anderson in lane 2 in 3rd place. In 2nd place right now, Fairmont Seniors Ashlyn Bennington in lane 4. Lily Blake, the sophomore from George Washington, in the lead in lane 5.
Now it looks like Annalise Gentilozzi of Robert C. Byrd might actually catch up to Victoria Anderson now.
Gentilozzi, trying to make a move out there in lane 6. As she turns, and you hear the cowbell for Lily Blake from George Washington High School. Lane number 5 in the lead, the sophomore. Looking strong right now. She's got one more turn to make.
All right, Gentilozzi, who's going to get the points here? Is it going to be Gentilozzi or Victoria Anderson?
And Gentilozzi trying to make a move from that 4th position.
She might.
George Washington's
It's going to turn on the turn. Lily Blake.
A strong race here in heat number 2 for Lily Blake as she'll finish first in a time of 5:36.42.
Another 9-second drop.
Second place will be Bennington, and just ahead is Wheeling Park. Victoria Anderson in third.
And so you notice we're still having a little difficulties with the lane 2 timing. It did not come up. Katrina Smith did not finish 4th place, but notice lane 2 is still having trouble. That's been the lane today that hasn't quite been able to have that touchpad work. So we'll see kind of if they're going to have another long break to kind of fix it again, or if they're just going to go with the timer watches.
So as the ladies come out of the pool, we'll get set for heat number 3, and this is one of the races I've been looking forward to all day long. And we've got an individual here getting ready to race that has set the record, and she is trying to break that record once again as we go over lane assignments. In lane 1, Morgantown High's Caitlin Blosser. Lane 2, George Washington's Olivia Ridenauer. Delaney Householder. In lane 3 from Morgantown High School, Madeline McLaughlin from George Washington High School. In lane 4, Madeline Foster from Winfield High School. In lane 5, Mia Abrazino from Fairmont Senior. In lane 6, Veronica Mann. In lane 7 from Brook High School. And in lane 8, Julia Baberski from Hurricane High School. Madeline McLaughlin, the sophomore from George Washington High School, in the water in lane 4. She owns the state record set last year in 2020 at 5:01.40.
And the nice thing about the record that she broke, it was the oldest record. She broke Lee Sanders of Morgantown from 1999, from the very first state swim meet.
Just a freshman last year, she broke that.
Yeah, just as a freshman, yes. Yes.
So a good start to her high school career last year. The sophomore, a good start here in this race as well in lane 4 out to the early lead.
Now Madeline Foster, she's going to try her hardest to keep up. Now sometimes trying to keep up with a competitor you know is like 20 seconds faster than you seed time. Sometimes it works. Sometimes you will be able to keep up with them. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes she goes so far out.
Expends all that energy early.
Yes, and then you get to about lap 12, and you're like, oh, my goodness, how am I going to finish this? But right now she's done a decent job of trying to keep up.
Lane 5 is from Winfield High School, Madeline Foster, also a sophomore. But right now, setting the early pace is George Washington's Madeline McLaughlin.
Also, look out for Mia Abrazino. So her older sister, Adriana Abrazino, also swam the 500. So if you're a younger sibling, you're really trying to beat the record that your older sister had. So her older sister had a 5:17.16. So that's the time that Mia is trying to have in her head. She has 5:17.16 like plastered in her head.
So Abrazino in lane 6 in third place currently behind Foster and McLaughlin. McLaughlin with a comfortable lead here early as she makes the turn and heads down the pool on lap number 9.
She's swimming 59-second 100s. So she's averaging less than a minute per 100. So she might actually break 5 minutes, which
we'll have a split time here as she comes in to the home wall.
All right, let's see here.
See what it is.
If she doubles this time, it doesn't quite always work this way. If she doubles this time, it's 4:52. Sometimes when you have this, she might obliterate her own record. And sometimes when you set the record last year and you try to break your own record, sometimes you're like, meh, I set it last year.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what meant.
I think her mindset is, I'm going to set it again today.
And not just set it again. I think in her mind, she's like, I'm going to obliterate that record so that way no one could come close to me. Again, the last time this record was broken, it's been a record that's been around from 1999, so maybe she gets to hold it on for another 21 years.
Sophomore from George Washington High School, Madeline McLaughlin in lane 4 with a comfortable lead here in heat 3 of this girls 500-yard freestyle. And her record as of right now, set last year in this meet, 5:01.40. She set it as a freshman, and she is trying to.
And Madeline Foster, I mean, you can't really tell. So on a normal year, Madeline Foster would be winning the 500, but right now she's almost 3/4 of a body length away. It's got to be frustrating whenever you have someone like Maddie McLaughlin, swimming. It's got to be really frustrating if you're someone else in that event.
Foster in second, Winfield sophomore, and then Mia Abrazino from Fairmont Senior in lane 6 right now in third. But McLaughlin continues to dominate here this afternoon in the girls 500 freestyle.
She's at a 4:05 right now. And my favorite part is they're still telling her to go faster. They're probably still telling her that she's off the pace or whatever sort of signal they have over there.
18, she'll hear the cowbell, and there it is. As she'll make the final turn on the home wall. Still looking strong is George Washington sophomore, Madeline McLaughlin.
All right, here we go.
Madeline Foster still in second place in lane 5 from Winfield High School, followed by Mia Abrazino of Fairmont Senior. Last turn and bringing it home, and we'll see.
Will she break 5 minutes? Will she break it? She's at 4:52. Here it comes. Madeline McLaughlin not just breaks her record, she shatters it.
56-83. George Washington sophomore Madeline McLaughlin breaks her own record that she set as a freshman.
All right, look, Mia Abrazino trying to beat 5:17 to beat her sister's record, and now she can go home to her sister and say, I beat your time.
16:64 from Mia Abrazino from Fairmont Senior. It's coming in second from Winfield High School was Madeline Foster, a great race by all three of those young ladies.
Absolutely. So now at the Abrazino household, Mia can finally say, I'm faster than you in the 500-yard freestyle. And she has one more year to go.
So we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more action here from the 2021 WVSSAC State Swimming Championships, live from the Aquatic Center here at MYLAN Park. Welcome back inside the Aquatic Center here at MYLAN Park in Morgantown, West Virginia, the 2021 WVSSAC State Swimming Championships. Jack Wither alongside James Miller of Swim WV. And what an afternoon we have had. What did you say, 7
records broken in 5 events. That means 2 events had 2 state records broken in them. And again, one of them goes home with the consolation prize. I broke the state record. But
somebody else did.
Somebody else did today as well.
As we just finished up another state record in the 500-yard freestyle from George Washington's Madeline McLaughlin. Now we go to the girls' 200-yard freestyle relay. In heat number 1, lane assignments. Lane number 2 will be Charleston Catholic. Lane 3, Spring Valley. Lane 4, Wheeling Park. Lane 5 will be Brook. In lane 6, East Fairmont, and lane 7 will be Jefferson.
All right. Again, Wheeling Park. This is, here they are in this heat of the 200. That's what's so special about the girls is that not all the relays, with the exception of Bridgeport trying to win the second place, the other girls that are trying to win the second place, Morgantown, Buchanan Upshur, and I can't remember the other school off the top of my head, Wheeling Park, they only have 2 relays. So if they could win this heat, if they can just squeeze out 2 points, that little helps. Wheeling Park is having such a good day today. They may be able to do it without that. They may be able to finish second without that. Again, in this 200 freestyle relay, Buchanan Upshur, they might break the record. There's a couple schools that might break the record in the 200 freestyle relay. Buchanan Upshur, though, really does need a relay win to really help their case for second place.
So now we've got another delay, it seems like, down at the scores table. I'm not sure if it's a timing issue because nobody's out there working on anything now. So,
and I don't see any coaches. Sometimes you can have a petition, and so sometimes the petitions do go up to the scorers table. Okay. But I don't see that either. So,
of course, we're situated all the way up top here inside the Aquatic Center. Great view that we have.
It's a wonderful view.
I feel like I'm going to fall into the water from where we're at. We're on an extended platform out into the stands here. And but it is a great view that we have. We ought to take a picture of this. This is lovely. I just want to go jump in the pool.
That's right. Maybe you and I can have a race right at the end.
Well, I was talking to our producer earlier today, and I said, do you think they'd get mad if I went to the top of the platform over there and did a cannonball? Probably not a good idea. But.
Probably not. Well, here's what I'm thinking. I've never seen diving boards that don't look like they spring. So, this is I'm always used to, the little flimsy diving boards that we have here. So this is
You got the platform diving, and then you got the springboard diving. So,
yeah,
we're used to the springboard.
Yes.
So.
And again, I pity the poor swimmer that has to swim a 500-yard freestyle right before the 200-yard freestyle relay.
Yep. So, well, that may be the delay then. Okay.
Yes, that's
so
probably
that would
yes.
be the delay. Just given that you said 5 minutes rest time, because that would be an issue. You go out and swim 500 and then jump out of the pool, and they want you to swim again in the relay. So that is an issue. So we do have a break here in the action again. And Jack Withler alongside James Miller. James, swimwv.co. Co is your website, and a plethora of information over on your website dealing with swimming around the state of West Virginia. You do a wonderful job over there.
Well, thank you. And what's new this year is we now have the Splashcast, which is the new addition to the Swim WV.
I'm thinking me and you probably have to get on a Zoom meeting or something, a Skype, and you're going to have to interview me for the Splashcast now. So
yeah, that's right.
There you go.
Oh,
people may be tired of hearing us too.
They might be, but the Splashcast, it's available on the website. It's a new fun thing that we're doing. Like I said, I just like being kind of the voice of West Virginia swimming that way, because I know a lot of the other sports have a voice,
right?
Wrestling, and then I know West Virginia Metro News Sports has all sorts of voices of other sports. So that's what I've always tried to be, is trying to be the advocate for West Virginia swimming to be equal to the other sports on the table.
It's a good site if people want information as far as times, records, past records, past results of state meets, other swimming events probably. You can go to this one site, and it's all right there.
It's all right there.
And you do a wonderful job there.
Or if you want to go to see some record and see some meet in 2005, it's still there.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so you can just go. You can see a meet. You can just see it. I've been using it a lot lately to look up the past state meets, so that way I can give you guys kind of the top 25 times, but also kind of giving you guys, which teams haven't finished at this place.
So again, the girls' 200-yard freestyle relay set to start here in Heat 1. Charleston Catholic in Lane 2, Spring Valley in Lane 3, Wheeling Park in Lane 4, Brook in Lane 5, East Fairmont in Lane 6, and Jefferson in Lane 7. And it looks like Charleston Catholic is not in Lane 2. Nobody in Lane 2.
Yeah, it looks like they might have had a healthy scratch. Actually, no, they shifted. No, they shifted all the relays down.
Okay, I see what they've done now. They've got away from lane 2. It's been giving them problems in timing.
Yes.
So this is going to throw me way off.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to be messed up over here.
Charleston Catholic in lane 2.
All right. Here we go. So, all right, Jefferson's really taking it off here. Now in the walls. If they get to G.G. Brown, if G.G. Brown is at the end, Jefferson might be able to get. G.G. Brown did start it off. So now we're at Charleston Catholic, still here in the lead. And look at that water. Look at that, the ferocious kicks that everyone is swimming with.
So again, Catholic in the lead as they have shifted to lane 3.
All right. Setting it up for your anchor. It's probably too hard for the rest of them, but here we go. The race for number 1 in this heat and maybe some points. Here we go. Charleston Catholic and Spring Valley.
Wheeling Park is actually in lane 4, so they shifted Charleston Catholic to lane 8 is what they've done.
Okay, I got it wrong. Yeah, that is a WP, isn't it?
Yes, Wheeling Park in lane 4, Spring Valley in lane 2. Spring Valley ahead right now in lane 2 as we come in, and the touch hits Spring Valley. Lauren Peters with a strong finish for the Timberwolves. We'll get the victory here in heat number 1.
Now the thing is, the 152.66, that might be that could get you 12th place. So Charleston Catholic might get some points on this one. And then Wheeling Park also, depending on what happens if in the next one, they might be close to getting points as well.
So heat number 2 coming up, and I assume they've done the same thing here.
I'll say took lane 2 to lane 8.
Lane 2 to lane 8. So Parkersburg will be in lane 8.
Gotcha. Okay.
In lane 3 will be Parkersburg South. Lane 4 will be Hurricane. Huntington in lane 5. Elkins in lane 6. And in lane 7 will be Philip Barber, I think.
We're going to go with that. How about that?
Well, it says South on the side of the swimming cap in lane 3. So they are in the lead. Also in lane 5 is Huntington in the green cap.
What I find interesting in what Parkersburg South is doing with this relay, and maybe I don't know if it changed, but they put their best swimmer, Jordan Claypool, 3rd. So basically when you do something like that as a coach, you're trying to make sure that your anchor holds it as opposed to just putting your stud at the very end. Very interesting choice.
Parkersburg South in lane 3, Huntington in lane 5 in the lead in this 200-yard freestyle relay.
Oh, look at this, Parkersburg South. Here we go.
Again, South and Huntington. Huntington looks like they've edged ahead in lane number 5.
But here it looks like Jordan Claypool. Maybe not.
And now Huntington in the water with the lead in lane 5. And now Hurricane coming on in lane 4.
That's what I said. You can never be so sure. And this, it changes so many times. Just because it looks like you're in the lead in a relay doesn't mean you always stay in the lead. Look at Hurricane.
Hurricane in lane 4 in second place. Huntington out in first place in lane 5. Lane 6 is Elkins coming on.
All right. Huntington's coming on strong, but this might be a race for Parkersburg South.
Hurricane.
Hurricane might do it.
Lane 4, Huntington, lane 5, Elkins, lane 6.
South making a run.
Huntington just ahead of Hurricane, and South looks like they've edged out Elkins for 3rd. So heat number 2 goes to Huntington High School.
And it looks like in 4th place, the 4th place relay did not actually get the points in this one. So that's why you swim hard no matter what heat you're in, because you never know what you are. The winner of the previous heat did actually get the 12th place points.
So in heat number 3 of the 200-yard freestyle relay, lane number 3 will be George Washington. Morgantown in lane 4, Buchanan Upshur in lane 5, John Marshall in lane 6, Bridgeport in lane 7, and lane 8 will be Fairmont Senior. The top time coming in from regionals is Morgantown, 1:43.36.
1:41.09, that's what we're looking out for the state record. 1:41.09 on Buchanan Upshur and Morgantown. So here's the race. Buchanan Upshur versus Morgantown. This will go a long way towards deciding second place here.
Morgantown in lane 4 with the early lead on the first leg. The second leg into the water.
Mackenzie Reynolds, here we go. So Buchanan Upshur, they just got to keep it there, and then they bring their stud too. Cameron Giuliani and Cadence Vincent coming at the end.
Also in lane 3 is George Washington. Morgantown keeps the lead. George Washington in second in lane 3. In lane 5, Buchanan Upshur.
All right, here it comes. Look for the Buchanan Upshur run to start right here.
And now Buchanan Upshur making the move in lane 5, pulls ahead into second place behind Morgantown High School.
I think this is what you're going to look forward to. I believe it's going to be Riggs versus Vincent, relay leg. It doesn't matter where you are.
Morgantown
Vincent's
high in the
gonna
water
win it.
first.
Look at Vincent go. Is Vincent going to make the comeback? Is she going to lead Buchanan Upshur past Morgantown?
Lane 5, Cadence Vincent.
Cadence Vincent, look at that. Look at that turn. Cadence Vincent's trying hard.
Morgantown
Caroline
in first.
Riggs is really going. Again, 1:41.09 is where we're going.
Carolyn Riggs holds off.
And
Cadence Vincent.
2 more state records today. 2 more state records broken. Again.
Morgantown, 139.84. Buchanan Upshur, 140.30.
Wow.
You're beside yourself. Folks, I wish you could see him. He is excited over these. 139.84. Morgantown High School takes the title in the 200-yard freestyle relay.
What a race. They needed that. I mean, you'll take a 4-second drop, and for Buchanan Upshur, you'll take a 4-second drop in the relay any day, and you'll take a state record any day. And it still wasn't good enough for Morgantown's 4-second drop and the actual state record in the 200-yard freestyle.
Coming up next in our event is the girls' 100-yard backstroke.
And this one's going to be a very good race. This one also has pretty much everyone. It's going to be really close. The top 5 people are within about 7/10 of a second from each other, so that's going to be really good. Morgantown really needed the points on that one, so for that relay, so they can really go home, hang their heads held high, especially for a young team. They're very young, mostly freshmen and sophomores on the Morgantown swim team. So
it looks like we're going to take a break, so we'll take a break as well. And we'll come back. We'll have the girls' 100-yard backstroke. You're watching the 2021 WVSSAC State Swimming Championships right here on Video Productions.
Hey man, I really appreciate that Patrick Price on my insurance, Jake from State Farm. Being a champ has its perks.
Here's the deal, Patrick. State Farm offers everyone's surprisingly great rates,
Let me repay the favor with some field passes. Come on.
No favors, just great rates.
Okay, fine. I'll let you wear the ring, but only for a day.
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
If it looks like an F-150, tows like an F-150, hauls like an F-150, thinks like an F-150, and powers like an F-150, it must be an F-150 hybrid. Introducing the all-new 2021 F-150 Power Boost Hybrid with 570 pound-feet of torque and 12,700 pounds of max available towing.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Welcome back inside the Aquatic Center at MYLAN Park in Morgantown, West Virginia, to 2021 West Virginia State Swimming Championships right here on Video Productions. Jack Withrow alongside James Miller of Swim WV as we get set for the girls' 100-yard backstroke. Heat number 1, the lane assignments. George Washington's Lily Blake in lane number 1. Ryan Lincecum in lane 2 from Parkersburg. University's Victoria Mombe in lane 3. Smiley Hump in lane 4 from Wheeling Central. Spring Valley's Lauren Peters in lane 5. Aaliyah Ott in lane 6 from Parkersburg South. Again from Parkersburg South in lane 7, Haley Booth. And in late at lane 8 will be Holland Urgens from Musselman High School.
All right, here we go.
Heat number 1 of the 100-yard backstroke.
Victoria Mombe with a wonderful start.
Mombe from University High School in lane 3. And now quickly as the turn, Wheeling Central in lane 4, Smiley Hump.
Looks like Coach's daughter might get this race here. Again, beating them on the turns. Now the key also on backstroke is whenever you're on your back and you're getting ready to do the turn, you kind of flip over and go. You want to make that smooth because you don't want to just streamline and then try to do backstroke. You're going to totally mess that up. So that's what you're kind of looking for off the turns.
Hump still with a slight lead in lane 4 over lane 5, Lauren Peters of Spring Valley.
She's holding on by the nail. Can she do it on this turn? Oh, why did I think there was a turn there? My bad, everybody.
Just going 100 yards this time. As Wheeling Central's Smiley Hump takes heat number 1, 105.99.
Let's look at this touch here at the end.
And Hump.
It's arm for arm, arm for arm, arm for arm. And here was the extra. Again, if you finish on your side, that's what got it there.
Heat number 2 of the 100-yard backstroke. Just 100 yards.
Yes.
For our friend James Miller here to my right. Lane number 1, Parkersburg's Mary Michael Strobel. Magnolia Shiflett from Philip Barber in lane 2. Lily Raisin Weber from Martinsburg High School. Buchanan Upsher's Elena Whitehair. Wheeling Park, Maddie Ross in lane 5. Emma Martin in lane 6 from George Washington. Ashlyn Bennington in lane 7 from Fairmont Senior. Morgantown's Lillian Lynchheed in lane 8.
Let's look for the Whitehair, Ross, and Martin. 3 teams, 3 girls with 3 teams trying to join the state, trying to finish in the top 5 here.
Lane 5 out to the early lead. That's Maddie Ross from Wheeling Park. And now look down in lane 6 in the lead.
Emma Martin there.
Emma Martin from George Washington High School, lane 6.
But Mary Michael Strobel, there's the turn. She nailed it on the turn. A pretty smooth transition to her backstroke. Look at lane 1. That was a good turn there. Can she keep up that momentum? She's pushing it a little bit harder than the other girls are.
Whitehair in lane 4 at the turn from Buchanan Upshur with the slight lead. Also, again, like you said, in lane 1, pushing. Whitehair still in the lead, but just barely.
I think Whitehair is going to do it.
Maddie
this is
Ross,
what she needed.
Lane 1, Maddie Ross in lane
Maddie Ross out-touched it,
5. Maybe out-touched Mary Michael Strobel in lane 1 from Parkersburg.
Oh, man, it was close. Let's look at this on the replay here. All right. So Elena Whitehair, look at how smooth that she is as she finishes. I know she's working hard, but she looks smooth. Look how close Whitehair and Ross are. Ross
and Strobel down in lane 1 from Parkersburg.
And that one I don't know if we'll ever know because it's that lane 1, lane 2 with the timing issue. But I think Ross might have gotten it by just a fingernail.
Heat number 3, George Washington's Mackenzie Lane in lane 1. Olivia Urs in lane 2 from Bridgeport. In lane 3 from John Marshall, Victoria Kidney. Jordan Claypool in lane 4 from Parkersburg South. In lane 5, Bridgeport Cheyenne Road Jaden Welsh from Parkersburg. In lane 6, Amelia Walko. In lane 7 from George Washington. In lane 8, Nitro's Jamie Meadows.
55:01 is the state record, so.
55:01, 2014, Maggie Miller of Buckhannon Upshur.
All right.
The first turn of this 100-yard backstroke. And it is tight.
It is very tight.
Lanes 4 and 5 and 6. In lane 5, Cheyenne Road of Bridgeport.
Oh, man, lane 4. Jordan Claypool. Jordan Claypool with what a turn. What a turn there. That kind of propels her a little bit just here. Can she do that good turn right off of this wall?
Claypool.
Oh, no, look at Welsh from Parkersburg. Welsh got that tall.
Welsh in lane 6.
All right, here it goes.
Claypool in lane 4.
Can Welsh take that turn? Can she take that to the wall?
Welsh.
Oh,
it's Claypool.
It's Claypool.
In
just
lane
by
4.
Fingernails.
59-27 for Jordan Claypool of Parkersburg South.
Oh, man.
And again, the
Let's
replay of this
here.
finish.
Look at Claypool there, just barely pushing. She is like really pushing really hard. Arm speed is good. There we go. The extension towards the end. And yes, Jaden Welsh did get the second place. What a turn right off of the 75 for Jaden Welsh. That turn really helped set her up for that second place finish. Good swim, ladies.
So Parkersburg South, Jordan Claypool wins the 100-yard backstroke. 59-27 was her time. As we head to the girls' 100-yard breaststroke. Lane assignments in heat number 1 from Nitro freshman Kendall Perry. In lane 2, North Marion's Taylor Hess. Lindley Banford, the junior from Huntington High School. In lane 3, Katie St. Jean. Sophomore from George Washington in lane 4, Jody Wright, the senior from Hurricane High School. In lane 5, lane 6, Sarah Bursky from Weir High School. Senior Allison Workman from George Washington High School in lane 7. Bella Lane in lane 8 of Cabell Midland.
Again, what you're trying to see here is a different kind of start. So with the freestyle and the backstroke and the butterfly start, you're trying to make it all quick, go as fast as you can, be halfway to the pool. With the breaststroke, it's all about the glide. You dive in. It's all about that forward momentum you get from your dive. It's also about how tight your body can be. So we're going to see who can do that, and ideally you would like to be about halfway into the pool before you start your first stroke, because the less actual stroke you do in breaststroke, the better you'll actually finish.
So the 100-yard breaststroke. State record holder is Jenna Bopp from Wheeling Park High School, set last year 104.36.
Well, what's really cool is Jenna Bopp and Jaden Welsh, the top 4 state record times, are racing here in the last heat. So it's going to be fancy. Look at this. Forward momentum. All right.
So in lane 4, the early lead off the blocks, Katie St. Jean of George Washington High School. St. Jean.
Can she keep that up on the turn?
Makes the touch and the turn. Maintains her slight edge.
Look at that.
Over Jody Wright of Hurricane High School in lane 5. Also in lane 3.
Look at those quick turns.
Lily Banford of Huntington.
She's going to need that quite good of a turn.
St. Jean again touches, turns, and still in the lead, but only slightly in lane 4.
All right, I think the others are gaining. She takes a little bit too much time when she touches the wall. She kind of grabs the wall a little bit. That might slow her down as the other ones are able to go a little bit further.
Katie St. Jean, George Washington High School, lane 4, still in the lead. But closely behind her is Hurricanes Jody Wright in lane 5, Lily Banford in lane 3. Also in lane 6, Sarah Bursky of Weir High School.
Victoria Mumbai is trying to make not Victoria Mumbai, Lily Banford's trying to make a good run.
But it'll be Katie St. Jean at the wall for George Washington here in Heat 1. 118.07 for St. Jean.
She definitely got good extension off the walls there, so that the walls really did kind of help her. Now, the only thing I kind of missed from state meets past, you talked about COVID. So this year they made a very specific rule. You could not, it used to be like after a race was done, you would high five your opponent. Like you didn't care that.
Give a hug.
Give a hug. That is the one thing that I do kind of miss about this state meet that we don't normally have is just the high fives.
Right.
Because I feel like swimming is one of the few sports that have quite that.
Heat number 2, Savannah Hughes in lane 1 from Woodrow Wilson. Lane 2, Zara Zervos from John Marshall. Lane 3, Buchanan Upsher's Elena Whitehair. Cassidy Driver in lane 4 from Spring Mills. Bridgeport's Lily Madden in lane 5. Abby Rydell in lane 6 from Wheeling Central. University's Victoria Mambe in lane 7. Audrey Smith from Fairmont Senior in lane 8. They are in the water here. Heat number 2, the girls' 100-yard breaststroke.
Let's look out for Elena Whitehair. She's kind of the key for Buchanan Upshur here. For her, the team, she's going to need probably to win this heat, maybe sneak in a little bit higher.
And she is in the lead right now in lane 3 from Buchanan Upshur.
Cassidy Driver's giving her a good run, but look at this turn here. Boom, fast. As quick as she can go. That's where you have to keep it the speed, and then it's kind of a lot of glide right after that.
To the halfway mark, Elena Whitehair is still in the lead. In second place, it's a tight race right now between lanes 2 and 4. That is Zara Zervos and Cassidy Driver.
Oh, my goodness. So,
Whitehair. Lane 3.
All right, and then here's the beauty of breaststroke. You have no idea. It's all about, can you get that perfect extension to touch the wall? And I think Cassidy Driver might get it here. There we go, Cassidy Driver 2.
Will come in at 2, and then up in lane 6 will be Wheeling Central's Abby Rydell.
All right, look at how fast the arms that Elena Whitehair uses. All right. Sometimes you tell your swimmers to keep it like nice, long, and extended. Elena Whitehair also does a type of breaststroke that's kind of cool, is that she tries to see how fast that she can go, works with the 100. Look at Cassidy Driver and how extended she is. That's how she gets to the second place.
Heat number 3, Lena Simons. Lane number 1, Olivia Ridenauer. George Washington High. Lane number 2, Cameron Zuliani from Buchanan Upshur. Hurricanes Isabella Hart. In lane 4, Jenna Bopp from Wheeling Park. Parkersburg in lane 5 with Jaden Welsh. Mara Johnson in lane 6 from Bridgeport. In lane 7 from University, Mia Rice. Abby Hellman from Wheeling Park in lane 8. They are in the water on heat 3 of the 100-yard breaststroke.
Here's the question. Does Jaden Welsh still kind of want to beat Jenna Bopp after Jenna Bopp took down her state record? That would be a perfect way to end it.
Jenna Bopp, the state record holder. 104.36 set last year. And she is in the lead slightly.
Look at Isabella
over
Hart.
Isabella Hart from Hurricane in lane 3.
All right, Cameron Zuliani, look at that. Cameron Zuliani's making a run. Jenna Bopp.
Lane 4 from Wheeling Park High School, Jenna Bopp. The state record holder. Makes the turn, the touch, the push-off.
Isabella Hart is putting up quite a show. Can she do it now? 104.36. That's what Jenna Bopp is trying to get. I don't know if she's going to quite get there.
Jenna Bopp.
Oh, no, she didn't quite get it.
Will win the 100-yard breaststroke, second place.
Third.
Up in lane 6 and 7. Mara Johnson, Mia Rice.
Oh, my goodness.
Isabella Hart from Hurricane in second in lane 3.
This is what I'm talking about with the glide at the end. Let's look at this. Yes. Jenna Bopp really gets a good turn there, second place. And look at just the extension from lane 2, it looked like. But it's so hard. It was just boom, 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 boom.
It looks like Mara Johnson. Bridgeport High School, 110.12, 110.17 from Mia Rice. So that'll send us to our final event here this afternoon.
And so this is the one event. So you can actually go from the 100-yard breaststroke to the 400-yard freestyle relay. It's actually not very hard to do because you use two entirely different muscles. The breaststroke you kick your legs out to the side, so you're using like the sides of your legs. Whereas when you do the freestyle, you're using the top and the quads. So really going from the breaststroke to the 100-yard freestyle isn't as hard, but they still get 5 minutes anyway.
Well, we'll watch you do it after this meet's over. We'll watch you do that.
All right. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people in here that would love to see that.
So we got the girls' 400-yard freestyle relay coming up. Record holder from George Washington High School, 2016, 3:40.08 is the state meet record.
Something looks a little miss with Parkersburg. Jaden Welsh is having a major conversation with their coach right now. I don't know if this is you did okay, Buckaroo. I don't know what they're saying, but there's definitely some emotion with that conversation they're about ready to have that they're having right now.
So Jaden Welsh still in the water from Parkersburg High School.
I believe it is her senior year, and so it's been really tough. Especially you have the second best time in the state, and then here you finish fifth. It's probably really tough. The coach, Parkersburg coach Emily Martin's probably giving her a nice little, "Don't worry about it. You did great." But yes, you can just see just the emotion. It's just hard to get out of the water. It's more of just, you've worked so hard. Look at that embrace. It's tough sometimes in the sport of swimming whenever you are a world record holder. Sometimes it's great. We've seen over 9 or 10 records broken. But sometimes you get something like that. When you're so good your freshman or sophomore year, you have such high expectations that you've set that sometimes maybe you don't always meet them, but you still swim at your hardest, and that's probably what Emily Martin is telling her swimmer right now.
So again, coming up will be our final event, the girls' 400-yard freestyle relay, as we take a look at the assignments in heat number 1. Lane number 2 will be Cabell Midland. Nitro will be in lane 3. Spring Valley in lane 4. Woodrow Wilson in lane 5. Jefferson in lane 6. John Marshall in lane 7. Again, that's heat number 1 in the girls' 400-yard freestyle relay.
And it might be a shoulder. Jaden Welsh still is kind of holding her shoulder a little bit. I don't know if it's a shoulder. I don't know. Definitely massaging the leg muscles with the leg massager. Yeah, here we are, the 400. Like I said earlier, you never know. You could be a half a body length ahead in your 400-yard freestyle in one leg, and then the second leg, the next person is zooms right past that body length and just leads by a whole body length. So you just never know what happens here in the 400-yard freestyle relay.
And we're still here in a pause situation, so we'll step aside. And when we come back, we'll have the final event here inside the Aquatic Center. It's the girls' 400-yard freestyle relay right here on Video Productions.
Oh.
Welcome back inside the Aquatic Center at MYLAN Park as we get set for the final event, the girls' 400-yard freestyle relay. Again in Heat 1. And again, they've switched over. It'll be Cabell Midland, originally in lane 2. They're in lane 8 now. So Nitro in lane 3, Spring Valley in lane 4, Woodrow Wilson in lane 5, Jefferson in lane 6, and John Marshall in lane 7. Lane 8 will be Cabell Midland.
All right.
400-yard freestyle relay, heat number 1.
Gigi Brown of Jefferson having a wonderful meet again. I feel like I've been saying her name a lot so far on the women's side. There she is.
In lane 6, Gigi Brown makes the turn in the lead.
But again, you never know in the 400-yard freestyle. You could be a half a body length, and then you never know.
But she's doing her job right now as that first leg.
Yep.
Setting the pace.
Setting the pace. She probably could have used a little better turn right there, but she's definitely setting the pace very well. Half body length, that's what you can ask for. Sub-minute. There we go.
Woodrow Wilson in lane 5. Also in lane 3 is Nitro right now. A tight race for second, but coming on in lane 4 is Spring Valley.
All right. Spring Valley's coming on strong. I guess this is why they were seated first coming in from regionals. Spring Valley's making a push. All right, they're making a push for Jefferson. Look at how quickly her legs are kicking. She's kicking much quicker than the rest of the people beside. Again, the kick really helps you. Catching up on Jefferson. Here comes Spring Valley making their move.
Jefferson in lane 6 still with the lead. Spring Valley in lane 4 just behind them at the turn. We get set for the third leg of this girls 400-yard freestyle relay. Heat number 1.
Spring Valley making a good run there. Look at that kick. Just constantly kicked for the full 100. That's what your coach asked for.
Third leg in the water for Spring Valley. As now they push out to a comfortable lead.
Oh, but watch out for Jefferson. Looks like their third leg is catching up. I believe this is Sydney Coderre stepping up here.
Lane 5, Woodrow Wilson in third place at the moment. Followed up by Nitro and John Marshall.
Ooh, that might be a turn that, if they see that on the camera, that'll be a turn that they want to fix for Spring Valley. That was the lead starting to shrink for Spring Valley. And it's a mental aspect of the turn, splitting it off. That turn was better. But look at Jefferson.
Woodrow Wilson in lane 5 coming on strong here.
And Woodrow Wilson, here it comes. This is what you want. You want your anchor in.
And a tight race here as the fourth leg is in the water.
Here we go.
Spring Valley, Woodrow Wilson, lane 4 and 5. Up in lane 6, Jefferson, lane 7 right now in third place, and John Marshall. But right now, Spring Valley setting the pace.
Well, Woodrow Wilson might be able to make up for it. Jillian Breeden might be able to catch up.
Spring Valley, Woodrow Wilson.
But the battle for third in this heat,
John
it's
Marshall,
pretty strong.
Jefferson, Nitro, battling for third in this heat.
Again, you might sneak by some people here in the 400-yard freestyle that aren't really expecting it.
Nitro in third. Spring Valley will win the heat number 1. Nitro coming on in lane 3, but they're not going to be able to catch Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson second, Nitro third. Up in lane 6 in fourth is Jefferson, John Marshall, and then Cabell Midland in heat number 1.
All
Take a look at the replay of that finish, and a good finish for Spring Valley.
Look at how long and stretched out she is there. That's a great race for Lauren Peters at the end. And then, like I said, Nitro really gave it a good run, but just the lead was a little bit too much to overcome.
Heat number 2 in lane 3 will be University. Lane 4, Elkins. Lane 5, Parkersburg South. Lane 6 will be Philip Barber. Lane 7, Wheeling Central. And in lane 8 will be Huntington.
All right, here we go.
4:08.76 was the time in regions for Elkins in lane 4. With the early lead is lane 5, Parkersburg South. And Huntington up there in lane 8 with a strong first lap. And I'll put them in first place right now at the turn.
Oh, man. Still a tight race.
Bridget Niles from Huntington High School, the first leg for the Highlanders in this 400-yard freestyle relay. And now coming back after the turn, back into the lead in lane 5 is Parkersburg South. Aaliyah Ott.
She's just keeping it up. She's doing her job. She's doing great turns. She's building a lead. Now she's going to hand it off to her next relay participant and say, keep it up. Now what I really do love is I really do love these pink suits.
Into the water. And still in the lead in lane 5, Parkersburg South. Haley Booth, the second leg for the Patriots.
And Addison Burdine of Elkins kind of catching up a little bit.
Elkins in lane 4. And still Huntington battling up in lane 8. They are currently in second place. And a car for Huntington in the water.
Now, if you're Elkins, you want to get as close as you can, because Jordan Claypool, who's a really fast anchor, is coming up, and so you do not want to be so far behind and have to beat Jordan Claypool here.
Parkersburg South still in the lead, as the second leg will finish up.
This race for second, again, the top 4 in this heat probably will score some points. So
Avery Burris in the water for Parkersburg South, lane 5.
All right, just got to hold it on.
Tight race for number 2 right now. Elkins, Wheeling Central, and Huntington. Wheeling Central in lane 7 has picked up the pace.
Watch Isabel Judy over there. Isabel Judy of Elkins. All right. The goal is.
And she is coming on.
The goal is for Elkins. They need a big lead here. That's what they told her. Big lead. Jordan Claypool's coming up for Parkersburg South. Get as big of a lead as you can. That's what makes the 400 great. The 50 is just up and back and how fast you can. The 400, it's like, I need a huge lead. Give me as big of a lead as you can.
Isabel Judy of Elkins makes the turn. Extends the lead for Elkins in lane 4.
But look at Huntington.
Huntington up in lane 8 in second.
All right, here it goes.
Judy touches into the water.
Shyrock, here he goes. And then here comes Jordan Claypool. Can she keep it up? Can she hold on?
Claypool
this is the
into
beauty
the water.
of the 400. Woo! Oh, come on. Come on, Shyrock. Here it is.
Shyrock with Elkins still in the lead in lane 4, in lane 5.
The beauty
coming
is
on, Jordan Claypool, lane 8.
The beauty is, can she hold on
Lindsay
even
Kelly
longer?
of Huntington.
Can she hold on? She needs to keep that. Now, that wasn't the best Claypool turn that I've seen this meet. But here we go.
Rachel
Shyrock. She just has to get this last 25. And she knows Jordan Claypool is coming right after her. And she knows, here can she hold it on? Look at this. Look at how close she is. This is a gutsy swim by Shyrock.
Shyrock, she's going to hold off Claypool.
Oh, my goodness.
In heat number 2 to win it. Second place.
Ooh, look at the touch.
Is Parkersburg South. In third, up in lane 8, is Huntington.
Well, let's take a look at this. You know Jordan Claypool is coming. You know. And then you just reach down, you guts it out at the end. What a wonderful swim. What a wonderful swim for Rachel Shybrock of the Elkins team.
That sends us to the final heat of the day, heat number 3 of the girls' 400-yard freestyle relay. Lane assignments in lane 3, Wheeling Park. Lane 4, George Washington. Lane 5 will be Morgantown. Lane 6, Fairmont Senior. Bridgeport in lane 7. And in lane 8, Parkersburg.
Here we go.
George Washington in lane 4.
3:40.08 is the state record time.
Held by George Washington back in 2016. We're in the water, and we're on our way here in the final event of the Girls State Swimming Championships.
George Washington got one heck of a good start on that one. So
the turn made by Ashley Welcher, the sophomore, leading the Patriots out.
All right.
Morgantown right behind her. Wheeling Park right behind Morgantown in lane 3.
These are the 3 you got to watch out for. Wouldn't it be great if we get 3 state records here in this event? I don't know what I will do if that happens.
The turn for George Washington's Welcher still leading. Morgantown barely in lane 5. Just behind her is Delaney Householder. The second leg in the water for the Patriots of George Washington.
The leg to 53.74 probably also would give them a top 6 time or top 12 time in the boys 100-yard freestyle. So that's an incredible relay leg for the 2 ladies of George Washington and Morgantown.
Amelia Walko, a junior for George Washington, still leading in lane 4 for the Patriots. In lane 5, Morgantown right on her heels.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be a good race. They were only seated about a half second apart. So
now Wheeling Park has settled back. It's Morgantown and George Washington out front in this 400-yard freestyle relay.
I wouldn't count out Morgantown just quite yet. They got their 2 stud racers coming up at the end. So I would not count them out yet. But look at how close this is. This is all guts. Look at that beautiful in-sync dive that both of them just did.
The third leg is in the pool. It is again Morgantown and George Washington. Wheeling Park in third.
Watch out for Stanescu. She's going to come on strong.
Olivia Rodenauer for George Washington.
Oh my goodness. It is almost
Stanescu, Irina Stanescu for Morgantown. They're going at it stroke for stroke.
This is
leg 3.
This is what they pay money. Look at that kick from Morgantown. It's a wonderful kick, and they're still going, and they're still watching each other the whole time. They know they're right neck and neck.
The turn. They head for home.
Oh,
Morgantown.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nudges ahead.
That little fingernail might make the difference of that race. That turn right there might have helped Morgantown win this. Here it goes.
Caroline Riggs, Madeline McLaughlin. It's down to these 2.
Here it is. This is what you come for. This is what you dream about when you're 6 years old and you've got 5 a.m. swim club practice. Here it is.
Riggs edging out McLaughlin. McLaughlin, she's making a move.
Oh my goodness gracious, they have not relented.
Stroke for stroke again at the halfway point of the fourth leg.
George Washington got that turn, but it's still within fingernails.
Madeline McLaughlin.
Oh my goodness gracious, what a gutsy swim. Oh, George
Caroline
Washington
Riggs.
with that turn.
McLaughlin.
Hold it on. Turns are important, everybody.
Riggs. McLaughlin.
Oh my gosh. And
coming down.
State record broken.
It's McLaughlin.
Again. 2 records again broken.
George Washington holds off Morgantown. They win the 400-yard freestyle relay in record time.
Wow.
3:37.14. Morgantown 3:37.60.
Oh man. I got to catch my breath on that one.
Catch your breath. We'll watch a little bit of replay here.
Look at this. Look at that touch.
That's the touch there.
Oh my gosh.
And
look at this
talk
stroke
about
for stroke.
Yes.
Oh man.
We got some more replays coming up too. This fantastic race to finish the day.
Woo!
You may need to sit down.
Oh, man. Look at just how
McLaughlin,
insane they are.
Riggs.
But yes, there it is. And just.
That's the other end of the water again. It wasn't even them.
Yes. Oh, man.
Here's the battle.
Here it is. Here is the battle right there. It's coming up. I don't know what to say about that one. That was one heck of a race. That's, again.
And here it is. Here's the finish for you. Here's the finish.
Here it is, right off the wall.
McLaughlin.
George Washington. Again, I've been saying it all meet. Turns are important. Look at the distance. It may seem like it's just 6 inches, but because of that 6 inches off the turn, that is the difference between going home and having the state record and not going home, still having the state record. Again, both really great turns, but then just whoever nails the turns is usually the one that's going to nail the race.
So George Washington's Madeline McLaughlin out-battles Caroline Riggs of Morgantown. GW takes the crown in the girls' 400-yard freestyle relay. We'll step aside. We'll come back. We'll recap the day here inside the Aquatic Center at MYLAN Park. You've been watching the 2021 WBSSAC State Swimming Championships right here on Video Productions.
If it looks like an F-150, tows like an F-150, hauls like an F-150, thinks like an F-150, and powers like an F-150, it must be an F-150 hybrid. Introducing the all-new 2021 F-150 Power Boost Hybrid with 570 pound-feet of torque and 12,700 pounds of max available towing.
From the moment you walk into PostNet, we've got your back. From design and printing to shipping and more, whatever you need, we can help. We can bring your projects to life with advice and insight so you never feel like you're going it alone. Help you tackle everything in one place with a one-stop shop for everything from shipping a package to printing your big presentation. Save you time by not only getting the job done right, but also right on time. And all with exceptional PostNet customer service. We're more than just a place to get things done. We're your people.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Welcome back inside the Aquatic Center here at MYLAN Park in Morgantown, West Virginia. The 2021 WVSSAC State Swimming Championships have concluded for the day. And what a wonderful day we have had here inside the Aquatic Center. So many records have been broken, especially on the girls' side. We did have a record-breaking event on the boys' side. It was the very first event this morning. Bridgeport High School set a state record in the boys' 200-yard IM with a winning time of 1:36:49. George Washington High School took the boys' state title in the team standings. Here early, we are still waiting the results of the girls' team standings. Of course, heavily favored was George Washington High School. And again, what a finish there at that last event. In the 400-yard freestyle relay, another record was broken, and it was from George Washington as they won the 400-yard freestyle relay to finish up the day. And again, we're waiting on the results of the team standings here for the girls' events. Again, George Washington boys won this morning in the team standings. As we'll step aside one more time and then come back, we'll recap everything and hopefully have the team standings results for you. You're watching the 2021 WVSSAC State Swimming Championships right here on Video Productions and over on Swim WV. Welcome back inside the Aquatic Center here at MYLAN Park in Morgantown, West Virginia. At the conclusion of the 2021 WVSSAC Girls State Swimming Championships, Jack Wither alongside James Miller of Swim WV. And James, what an event. Several records have fallen today here on the girls' side here this afternoon.
And lots of double records today.
Yep. And you've got the all-region team.
I absolutely do. So, Jordan Claypool of Parkersburg South. She is on the region team. And then we got two girls from Wheeling Park, Abby Turner and Jenna Bopp. Then we've got Caroline Riggs. And then we also have good old Madeline McLaughlin and Cadence Vincent, both of who won their events today. So Cadence Vincent's from Buchanan Upshur and Madeline McLaughlin's from George Washington High School.
So Madeline McLaughlin with 32 points goes along with Cadence Vincent's 32 points. 29 points coming from Caroline Riggs, Abby Turner, and Jenna Bopp. And then 28 points from Parkersburg South High School's Jordan Claypool. And we were just talking to her grandmother up here while you were down there. I believe she told me that Claypool's victory was the very first state title for Parkersburg South girls.
Oh,
I don't know if that's true, but that's what she told me.
That might be true.
I got to go with Grandma.
I got to go with Grandma.
I wasn't
Grandma
going to
will know
argue
that.
with Grandma.
Don't argue with Grandma. Grandma's probably right on that, and she probably knows more
proud.
than. That's a very particular thing that Swim WV probably would have to look, and she knows.
There you go. I gave you an assignment to do.
And we got 1 year before I could turn it in.
So the top 10 today in girls, you've got them.
I do. Parkersburg South. That's going to be Jordan Claypool's team.
Yep.
48 points for Parkersburg South. Hurricane High School, 61 points. Kind of a nail biter. 8th place, you got John Marshall, 66. Parkersburg, 67. Fairmont Senior, they had a pretty steady meet without, we didn't say much about them, but Fairmont Senior, 6th place, 89 points. And then the top 5, look, the 5th, 4th, and 3rd separated by 7 points. So it's a very close for 5th, 4th, and 3rd place. 5th place, Bridgeport High School, 120. Buchanan Upshur, 123. And Wheeling Park, who just came to this meet on fire, 127 points. But the girls' region runner-up, Morgantown High School, 156.5 points. And then George Washington wins the girls
in 2021. And what a wonderful day. This has been a lot of fun here today with you, James. And, of course, we've talked about your website, swimwv.co. Go to that website, a plethora of information about swimming in the state of West Virginia. You do a wonderful job. So go over to that website. You can still watch this stream over there as well as on Video Productions, Facebook, and YouTube. Also on NFHS Network if you subscribe to them as well. And, again, a wonderful day here inside the Aquatic Center here at MYLAN Park.
What a wonderful race. The girls really came and brought it. A lot of people said, well, it's COVID time, so surely we don't have the time. We don't have the prelims and finals, so the state records may not be broken. But the girls were like, nope, we're not going to have that. We're going to just – not only are we going to break one record, but in 3 events we had first place and second place breaking them, and then that 400 free relay. What a race. I feel like that was probably the race. There's a lot of really good races that I've seen in probably the many years that I've covered the state of West Virginia. And I'm telling you, that girls' 400 freestyle relay is reminiscent of the Tim Phillips years of just how competitive it was. Neck to neck, whole time. What a wonderful way to end the meet.
So that'll do it from inside the Aquatic Center here at MYLAN Park. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in all day long. We had the boys this morning, the girls here this afternoon here inside the Aquatic Center, and a great day of swimming in the state of West Virginia. Thank you for watching. For our producer, Butch Mounts, my partner today, James Miller from Swim WV, I'm Jack Withrow. Thank you for watching. Till next time, it's the 2021 WVSSAC State Swimming Championships right here on Video Productions.